Let's get it going here. Let's get it started. Just wait for that green light and we are good to go. Hey guys, how you going? Today on BKR Sport. I was about 2 minutes late, Jay. I was 2 minutes late, and the reason being is actually because for some reason my lighting thing wasn't working. It was going all skits and outside. It was going all fuzzy. I am exhausted right now, but I'm ready here for a big night of rugby league action. And the first one here tonight is Lebanon versus Jamaica, which starts up in about 25 minutes time. This is actually a really early start, which is great. We've got 3 games tonight, Lebanon versus Jamaica. Following that, we then go on to Tonga, taking on the Cook Islands. And then later on as well, we have Samoa versus France, which is going to be a really big game that tells us who's going to be going to the quarterfinals to take on Tonga. Assumedly Tonga, obviously, because the only way it would go differently is if Tonga lost to the Cook Islands and Papua New Guinea beat Wales. But I obviously highly doubt that will happen. But overall, yeah, it should be a good night here, and especially with this game too. Like, it's going to be a bit of fun. Obviously, we know that Lebanon is going to win the game. Like, we are very well aware Lebanon's going to win this game. But in the same sense, Jamaica have been a fun team to watch throughout this World Cup. Obviously, did score a try against New Zealand last week, which was fantastic to see. And hopefully they can do it again. You know, they're a feel-good story. They are definitely the feel-good story of this World Cup. And although they are getting beaten, they're actually not getting beaten by as much as everyone assumed they would get smacked by. A lot of people thought that New Zealand would rack up the old hunch, but weren't able to do that. Actually, didn't even beat their handicap in that game. So, yeah, hopefully Jamaica can put up a bit of an effort here today. It's their last game of the World Cup. They obviously can't progress to the quarterfinals. So, yeah, I'm just looking for them to have a bit of fun have a bit of fun. But, guys, obviously smack that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. And let's get into the team lineups here. So, Adam Dewey comes back into the team after the suspension last week, with Tony Maroon coming in as well. Jacob Kiraz, he goes out alongside Kane Kalachi, so obviously they're giving those two boys a bit of a rest. Adam Dewey, he's the fullback today. Interesting. But Dewey is in the fullback with Josh Mansour and Abbas Miski on the wings. Brad Morcos and Reece Robinson in the centres, with Khaled Rajab and Mitchell Moses in the halves. You've got James Romanos and Khalil Arame as the front rowers, and then Michael Turnus is the number 9. Eli Al-Zakem with Sharpel Tassibali is the back row, and then Andrew Kazi is the lock. Interchange is Anthony Layoun, Jalal Barzaz, Jackson Rami, and Tony Maroon, with Bilal Mabani as the 18th man replacement. So, pretty good team there for Lebanon. Obviously, we know Lebanon are a strong team. Actually, relatively underrated, to be honest with you. You know, they're going to make the quarterfinals, and they're going to probably play. Well, they will play Australia. Sorry. So, yeah, I think that Lebanon have been fine in this World Cup. I actually think they've been pretty good, and even though they lost to New Zealand by a decent amount, the scoreline did not reflect how that game went down at all. It did not reflect how that game went down at all. The Lebanese made it really close. They were actually literally a metre away from tying that game up with 20 minutes to go, but then Joey Manu decided to turn it on, and the rest is history. So, yeah, but I think the Lebanon have been good in this World Cup, and I couldn't believe they weren't favourites against Ireland. But then again, it was just silly by the bookies. Moving on to Jamaica now, and we've got Abivia McDonald, Alex Young, Jaimel Coleman, and Kamisi McCain coming in, with Aaron Jones-Bishop, Andrew Simpson, Bradley Ho, and Marvin Thompson coming out. A try scorer from last week, Ben Jones-Bishop, he's the fullback today, with Moa Goro and Abivia McDonald on the wings, Jacob Ogden and Alex Young in the centres. Moving to the halves now, James Woodburn Hall and Kieran Rush, with Kamisi McCain and Michael Lawrence in the front row. Jaimel Coleman is the hooker today, with Joel Farrell and Keenan Tomlinson in the back row. Ashton Golding is the captain, and he is also the lock. Joe Brown, AJ Wallace, Jordan Andrade, and Siobhan Bailey are the interchange, with Greg Johnson as the 18th man replacement. So, yeah, obviously looking at both these teams, you would definitely assume that Lebanon win and win relatively comfortably. I don't think it's going to be any like 80-pointer or 70-pointer. I think that Lebanon probably win by maybe about 40-odd points, I'd say. And I think it'll be a convincing 40 points at that too. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be an absolute flogging, but it will be a convincing enough win there for Lebanon. And look, it's not absolutely impossible they don't win by about 50 to 60. Lebanon do have the talent in their team to do that. In Jamaica, we saw last night with Greece where they had a good first 20 minutes, but then completely and utterly gave up and fell apart and got absolutely slaughtered 94-4 from England, right? So it just shows that the players who aren't, I guess, on the big level, whether it be the NRL or the Super League, they may not necessarily have the ability to go the full 3 games here and compete with the bigger teams. And Lebanon are still a bigger team, yeah? So I do worry for Jamaica, but in the same sense, I hope they give it a good go here tonight. But guys, obviously hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here, and let's get into the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying. Jay says, not the alarm again. Muppet. Jason says, Jamaica 1-0. Alright, Clothing Man says, if Jamaica beat Lebanon, they can qualify for the quarterfinals. And if they beat Lebanon by 6, Ireland can qualify for the quarterfinals. Okay, but Jamaica's not beating Lebanon. Clothing Man says, Jamaica need to win by 99 points to qualify. Yeah, exactly. So why are we even bringing that up? Because obviously they're not going to be winning by 99 points. Like, dearie me. ZH25 says, Jamaica by 420. Clothing Man says, I think Jamaica will surprise people and turn up this game. I think that you're wanting that to happen rather than thinking that will happen, because they've not really given any kind of belief process into the fact that they're going to be a competitive team in regards to a scoreline competitive game. Like, obviously they lost by 48-2 to the Irish in week 1. They lost by 66-6 to the Kiwis in week 2. They've shown nothing that would say that Jamaica would be able to compete here with Lebanon on a big level, especially considering that Lebanon absolutely slapped the Irish last week, who beat them 48-2. So, you know, the Lebanese have a better team than Ireland, and Ireland got a 50-point win against them. So, I think it's imaginary. I think you ideally, in an ideal situation, want to see them win it, but I think you're being ridiculous if you think Jamaica have a chance to win this game. Coggy Mason, after Scotland's performance last night, I think it's safe to say Greece are now last in the power rankings. Well, we'll see. Mega L basis, who do you think will win? Lebanon will win this game. Clonky Man says, no, Jamaica's coach on Twitter said they're going to show up. I don't think they'll win, but they'll score a try too. Yeah, but then again, in the same sense, I'd say the same thing. Richard said, how would Jamaica go against Newtown Jets? Yeah, Jay. Geez, against Newtown Jets, that's a random. Why the Newtown Jets? I think that it would be probably a pretty competitive game. I actually don't know. I really don't know there. I don't want to feel like I'm disrespecting Jamaica here in the same sense, but it is still at least a semi-professional team. They're the Newtown Jets. They're not a professional team because they're not on the NRL level, but they are they're New South Wales Cup. I was going to say Queensland / New South Wales Cup there. So they're a New South Wales Cup team that are a feed club for the Cronulla Sharks. I think that they probably do win the Newtown Jets. I really do, especially considering that when Jamaica played in a warm-up match, what I think it was, didn't they draw 34-34 with some random team, some random place in England? I think I'm right there. If that's not Jamaica, then forgive me, but I'm pretty certain that was the team, yeah. Richard says, I hope Jamaica develop over time. I genuinely believe they can. I think that Jamaica are definitely a team that could, over the next 15 to 20 years, look to potentially improving their national team and improving the game on a domestic level, firstly, obviously, which then will eventually create a positive kind of international stage. Because, as I've said many times in these streams, they didn't make the Cricket World Cup. They lost. The West Indies are not good anymore. They used to be a very good cricket team. Now they're not good anymore. This is an opening for the NRL to utilise this, and not the NRL, sorry, the Rugby League to utilise this, and provide them provide their fans and the people there that potentially could be like, oh, this is actually not too bad of a sport, to then actually get behind the sport, give them a domestic league, or even add them into this apparent NARL that has been meant to be happening for the last ever, that's never happened. Full-Time League says that Jamaica won't show up, haven't showed any signs to show up. I think they've shown signs that they're going to give it a go, but in the same sense, like, anyone who thinks that they're even going to make it close is ridiculous. Z25 says, I got posted, I'll be playing for Man City tomorrow on Twitter, bro. Exactly right. So Ashley Stout says, go Jamaica all the way. Clogging Man says, Jamaica has its own state of origin, it gets pretty violent apparently. Well, fair enough. Well, there you go. Mega Albay says 90% of the Lebanese players aren't even born in Lebanon. It's got nothing to do with where you're born. It can be cultural, it can be ancestral, it can be born, it can be, you've lived in a place for a certain amount of time. I implore you to go and have a look at, a lot of the Jamaican team. I guarantee a lot of them aren't actually born in Jamaica. I guarantee a lot of them are actually born in England. Because a lot of them do play in the Super League teams and whatnot. But in the same sense, it's a ridiculous statement there to say that, because they're not born in Lebanon, that means they're not allowed to play for Lebanon. Because there'd be many guys in Australia who weren't born in Australia. And this is the thing that continues to go back to the state of origin, because state of origin is not representative of where you're born. The state of origin has always been about, the original state of origin was where you played, which was ridiculous back in the day. That's why New South Wales won those 20 in a row, because that was the only professional competition, and it was in New South Wales, so all the players, even though they were Queenslanders, were actually playing in New South Wales at the time. And then they adjusted it to where you play your first professional rugby league game. So if you play your first professional rugby league game in Queensland, you're a Queenslander, or New South Wales, you're a New South Welshman. people misconstrue it to think that it's where you're born. It's not about where you're born, it's where you're from. Especially for fans. If you want it to be where you're born, feel free. You know, if you want it to be where you've grown up, feel free. As long as you're not just like chopping and changing, then it's okay. Full-time League says most of the Jamaican players are heritage players. Exactly right. James MC Paul's on buying Jamaica World Cup jersey for next time. Yeah, hopefully they make it. Obviously, the next World Cup is in 2025, 3 years away in France. Really would have loved it to be down in the Southern Hemisphere, but in the same sense, 3 years' time we're going to be going to France, which will be great. Obviously, I'll be going to France next year for the Rugby Union World Cup, which would be fantastic, but might have to try and make a trip again a couple of years after. But yeah, look, hopefully Jamaica do make it and they progress. Hopefully they use this as a positive and realise they scored a try against New Zealand, which no one expected them to do at all. Tom Collins is Greg from New South Wales. Cool. Richard said Peter Sterling is born in Toowoomba. Thanks for coming. So that just tells Chock Wentland to settle down. And Colonial Command says Italy wins the award for the best jerseys. I don't know. I think Jamaica's jerseys are pretty cool. Mega LB says, I wish in Lebanon we have a rugby league tournament because here it's too rare to see someone play rugby. Oh, so you're in Lebanon, are you? Are you in Lebanon? Well, there you go. Good stuff to see you watching all the way in Lebanon right now. Hope everything's all good over there. But obviously Lebanon are there is still people who care about it, but it is definitely a large portion of the Australian Lebanese that have really gotten into the game. But I think the football is probably the biggest sport over there still, but in the same sense, the Lebanon football team aren't even close to being good. So you may as well get behind the rugby league. The country may as well really get behind the rugby league team because they're still a decent team. Mitchell Moses, Adam Dewey, Jacob Correas, they've got some good players. Oh, the Lebanon jersey. Yeah, the Lebanon jersey is pretty cool as well. Absolutely. The Lebanon jersey is definitely pretty cool as well. But yeah, people always say Greg Winston from New South Wales. That's cool. But Peter Sterling also, was from Toowoomba. And that's the point. Like people just don't get it. They don't. And this is the weird thing about people from Queensland, New South Wales. Like I find it crazy that you can like live your whole life and not understand origin even until this point. You know what I'm saying? Sebastian Sauer says, "Who do you think will win? I'm from New Zealand, but I suppose Jamaica all the way." No, bro. Jamaica isn't going to get close in this game. Mega LB says actually in Lebanon basketball is the most famous. We got silver in the Asian Cup. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah, well, there you go. You must be alright at basketball. We're not too sure. Australia don't really care too much about basketball. If Australians get behind basketball, it's normally either the Olympics or the NBA, which is the American Domestic League. But yeah, I'm not too sure. Clongman says Mitch Moses and Dewey probably the third best halves pairing in the Rugby League World Cup. That's cool. Dewey's not playing in the halves today. Dewey's playing in the fullback. But yeah, that's a pretty good halves pairing of Mitchell Moses and Dewey. Could be the halves pairing of the Tigers if they land Mitchell Moses, but apparently they're not even looking to re-sign Adam Dewey, which is crazy to me for the Tigers. I don't know what the Tigers are doing. Like they have said they're not releasing Luke Brooks, but they're happy to get rid of Adam Dewey and Jackson Hastings. They're just a smozzle of a club. They really are. They are something. There's something else, that team. There's something else. Justin says Luai's a Queensland fan. Luai has been caught on camera saying that he is a Queensland fan. Yep. Z25 says, have you seen the Rugby World Cup Insta page? English wankers saying they'll kill Australia easy. Yeah, but this happens all the time, bro. And this is why you just got to be patient. You just got to let it play out because, England have been good, right? But in the same sense, it's not like if you actually know rugby league, you know there is a lot of tougher opposition coming. And Samoa had no warm-up match. They had no, there was no chemistry in that first game. We could clearly see that. And that's what happens when you don't have a warm-up match. Australia's different because you've got really just pure NRL talent who have played on big levels and have actually won. It's a bit different in Samoa, right? And they've done it on a regular basis of 8 out of the 9 last World Cups, right? So I get why English are always like that, but this is why I say the English media builds them up to fail. They build them up to fail. Ghost of Bain says, is France a chance of beating Samoa? I don't believe so at all. I think Samoa do win that game pretty convincingly. But in the same sense, France do need to win to make to the quarterfinals to take on the Tongans. That would ruin everything, though. We all want Samoa to win, so it's Samoa versus Tonga in the quarterfinals. It would be fantastic. It'd be fantastic. Fun fact that our sport teacher in school worked with the Lebanese rugby team. Well, there you go. James MC Paul says, can't believe Scotland kept the score semi-tight against Fiji. Yeah, it was a really disappointing performance from Fiji. If you guys don't know, obviously we do YouTube Shorts now, so after the game finishes, immediately within the first 10 minutes of the game finishing, I do a YouTube Short where I'll do a 1-minute quick review of the game. I think you guys enjoyed it yesterday. We did all 3 games there, so if you want to check out my 1-minute review, you can go and look at that. But it was a disappointing performance from Fiji, absolutely. 1025 says England also looked average against France. They looked average against France, and they actually looked average against Greece last night until the 30th minute when Greece completely just gave up and capitulated. It's like their bodies just got exhausted from the World Cup, or they just really seemed lackluster and like they didn't care. It was really strange from Greece because they were looking really good in the first 20 minutes. It was only a 6-point game. It was like 12-6 after 20 minutes, and it was just like, wow, the Greeks are actually giving it a go here. And then it just clicked off. It was really weird, really, really weird. Full-time leagues, our NBL in Australia is pretty good in terms of competition, but no one cares about it. Sydney Kings had a pre-season with an NBA team and dominated for 3 quarters before losing by 10 points. This was back in 2018, I think. That's crazy that you bring that up as if like the Adelaide 36ers or whatever the name is didn't beat the Phoenix Suns in the pre-season this year. They beat them. They beat the Phoenix Suns, and it was a strong Suns lineup. It wasn't. They had Devin Booker in it. Like they had Chris Paul there. Justin says the last World Cup we lost was the 08 final. I know, I was there. I was at Suncorp, yeah. Chloe Command says France got upset Samoa. I think some of your opinions are horrific, bro. Like I really do. Like you think Jamaica's gonna have a really good game here tonight, where they're gonna make it really close and have a good go, and now you're telling me that you think France could upset Samoa. Samoa are going to slap France. Samoa are going to put a score through France, and I'm really confident through it, man. I'm really confident about it. I can't see France getting close at all. I think that people are completely utterly underestimate Samoa based off one game. Still had a very good win last week where they still did fine, and France aren't at Samoa's level. So no, I disagree. I think they'll get a scoreboard to them personally. Malcolm says, to be honest, I think New Zealand being average, the score should be bigger. Australia seems to be winning by bigger margins. Yeah, Australia was poor today, or yesterday. Yeah, no, today. Sorry, my brain is all over the shop in regards to tiredness. You know, I've had I think 4 hours sleep in the last 24 hours because of the games last night. But yeah, or this morning. But yeah, look, Australia played pretty poorly. They didn't look great, but they still won 66-6. Should have been conceding to Italy, but it is what it is. You know, their halves played well. Cleary and Cherry Evans played well in that game. It was great to see Cherry Evans actually play probably the best game. He was probably man of the match nearly in that 6 role. But, you know, he's probably not going to make it. Mal's got a tough job after that performance, however, because obviously you're going to put Munster into that 6, but who do you put in the 7, Cleary or Cherry? I still think he puts Cleary in, but we all know Mal's a bit biased towards Cherry Evans, so he's going to really want to, he could use that as an excuse to say he played so well there that you may as well chuck him in. You may as well chuck him in there. But yeah, I think that New Zealand have been average. Their forwards have been the disappointing ones for me. I keep saying to before the World Cup that the New Zealand had the best forward line in the comp. Absolutely, best forward line in the World Cup by a decent stretch. But they've actually gone below Tonga and Australia in this World Cup for me. I don't know what it is. It's just it hasn't worked out for him. You know, Isaiah Papali'i, what's he doing? Where's he gone? Like Isaiah Papali'i, like obviously Nelson Sofosolomonis has been pretty strong, I would say, maybe. But in the same sense, overall. You know, Fisher Harris hasn't really seemed like that really dominant self for a couple of years, really. For me. Richard says, hopefully France can pull something out of the hat and produce a miracle. Hopefully not. We want to see Samoa versus Tonga in the quarterfinals. Hopefully not. Brian Cameron says, bro, just be saying anything. I think he does. I think he just wants to be like different. I think he does. For them, Lacey Jake Paul's a Muppet. Bedtime. Who will New Zealand play in the quarters? New Zealand next week will play against Fiji. That is locked up, signed, sealed, and delivered. And I genuinely believe Fiji have a chance of surprising them. I will still probably tip New Zealand there because they are still New Zealand. But Fiji made the last 3 World Cup semi-finals in a row. Last World Cup in New Zealand, 2017, they actually knocked New Zealand out in the quarterfinals. Fiji are underestimated because of the fact that they lost that game to Australia and also that warm-up match where they lost by 50 points to England, where they had, no Abisa Kodasau. Karol Ralev has had a very good World Cup as well on the wing there. Nosman Turuva. They had Kevin Ngama in the 5'8" role, which was really strange. They held no Mike Sivo in that game. Ravalawa, it was just super interesting. So I think that Fiji have a good shout. I still think New Zealand win, but they'll give it a really good go on that one. James Paul says Papali'i is gone to the Tigers, so he's automatically bad now. Jeez. Rich says Jared Warrior-Hargreaves is perhaps the best prop going around. Sure, he's a loose cannon, but you want him on your team. I wouldn't say he's the best prop going around, but he's definitely a hard nut. He's definitely a hard nut that you wouldn't say no to having on your team, especially when you're in a bit of a push and shove game and, it's a close game. You need a bit of that grind and you need someone to really go in a bit rough. Not like Is it Scotland? Yeah, it was Scotland who have been really dirty and grubby in the last 2 games they've played. So I'm really not disappointed at all to see them get knocked out and also come last in their group. Actually, karma, it deserves it really. I just don't understand why Scotland became so dirty and grubby towards the last 20 minutes of both their games against Australia and Fiji. It was really strange to me. Lachlan Walmsley was just so disappointing. He had such a good game to start off with. Like, he actually was playing quite well. He got that intercept. Was defensively doing fine, but then he goes and gets himself simping because he's just stupid. It was really, really silly. Really silly. Dexter Ling said, Clone Commanders obviously just goes against what anyone says. I can clearly see that Clone Commander just wants to go against what anyone says. You know, firstly, I say Fiji are going to be doing alright, and then he goes Fiji lack experience. Secondly, everyone says that obviously Samoa beat France, and he says that obviously France have a chance to beat Samoa. Now someone has the opinion that Warrior Hargraves is a good player, and he's going against that Warrior Hargraves is a good player. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. You can see right through what you're trying to do. Justin says he's good to get binned and lose you the game. Nelson Solomona. Full-time League says, Warrior Hargraves, I take someone with better on-field contacts that won't give away easy penalties. Yeah, but in the same sense, like I said, when it comes to a close game, you want somebody who's going to run the ball hard, and that's exactly who you're going to have. You want somebody who's going to grind it out, and he's going to grind it out. You want somebody who's going to want to have, you're going to want somebody who is going to just put their body on the line for the team. And yes, obviously there is the potential of the sin bin, which is, the code of conduct is not exactly fantastic there with Warrior Hargraves, but overall, man, I definitely wouldn't be saying no to Warrior Hargraves. So for people who obviously don't want him their team, that's fine, but I would take him. Angus Murphy says, big night ahead for you, bro. 1 litre of coffee should do. So I've got my coffee here, but yeah, I'm still basically going from yesterday. I just finished if you guys don't know, I'm doing the 75 hard challenge. I did a 45-minute ab workout just before we started the year. We did the first fitness, just after we woke up at like 12 p.m. today. Plus I've had to do a heap of things today. So yeah, it's been super busy, man, and it's super exhausting. But in the same sense, we love our rugby league, so we'll be here all night. Full-time League's game is starting. Well, no, the game's not starting. The game will start in 5 minutes' time. They're just walking out, bro. Says Tonga might win the World Cup. They're going to have to be a lot better than their first 2 games. They've actually been really, really disappointing their first 2 games. So for the time being, I will significantly disagree with you because they've been really, really poor in their first 2 games. Actually got a win against Papua New Guinea that they probably didn't deserve. I think Papua New Guinea definitely deserved that game. We're the better team in that game, but the referees were poor. Second game, they did beat Wales, but they weren't great for the most part. They turned it on in the second half, but I think it's because Christian Wolf hasn't really been utilising his team what they would normally utilise them. I think they'll warm up in the finals. I think Tonga are still a good team, but based off what we've seen so far, there's no way you'd be saying that Tonga are going to be able to win the World Cup based off what we've seen so far. There's still a long way to go, and definitely can still, turn it on. Malcolm says he drinks energy drinks, not coffee. Well, I'm drinking coffee right now. I don't know what you're talking about because I'm drinking the coffee right now, sir. Christopher Stevens says Jamaica pull off a miracle and beat Lebanon and go to the quarterfinals. Mate, they have to win by 100 points, lad. They have to win by 100 points to go to the quarterfinals. And then Jamaica plays Australia. Okay, you win by 100 points. Welcome to Australia. Welcome to James Tedesco. Full-time League's Paul Kent also tipped Samoa to spank England. I don't think that it's a bad... I think that in hindsight it sounds stupid, but I don't think that at the time it was that bad. Like, I did say at the time that I thought England were favourites, and I was tipping England because I thought they were more prepared for the World Cup. It was a home World Cup. It was the opening game. I thought England were going to be turning it on, and they did turn it on. But I don't think at the time saying Samoa were going to win by a big amount was actually a bad call because Samoa, on paper, have a better team. On paper... which obviously doesn't necessarily work out much at all, actually. It works out from time to time, but not much at all. And then, obviously, they were the favourites. So I kind of agree at the time that it was okay, but I also said that England was the favourites and they should be winning the game, and they did. Christian Stevens says Samoa got spanked because they expected an easy win. If they do that against France, they might be in trouble. I think France is nowhere close to the likes of England at all, whatsoever. I know they had an okay game last week, but that was a bit more of a rivalry game as well. But yeah, I think that Samoa did come into that game as well, thinking they're, Premiership Panthers players, Stephen Crichton, Jerome Luai, all these big boppers who, Premiership winners recently, and think that the shit, Jerome Luai, the main one, and then they had Milford in the halves. Milford's playing 14 today, actually, apparently, for Samoa, but they've got Harris Tavita in the 7, Luai in the 6, which is actually what worked out well for them last week. National Anthem's on right now, by the way. The national anthem's on right now. Richard says, is Michael Cheika the only coach that has 2 jobs, Argentina and Lebanon? Yeah, he does, yeah. You win by 100 and lose by 140, absolutely. If Macca's is watching, feel free to sponsor the channel, exactly right. If you want to support the channel, there you go. It's in the pinned comment right there. If you want to support the channel, get around it. Christopher Stevens says, Milford is shocking, hasn't done anything since 2015. Yep, I say that a lot. I say that a lot, man. Anyone who watches my channel knows that I'm always here saying, this is not 2015 Milford anymore. Not Milford 2015 anymore. But guys, we're about to get started here for the game. Obviously, smack that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here, get around it, and let's get going. And Jackson says, doesn't Cheika have to choose to coach Lebanon or Argentina next week? I think, yeah, he does. He has to choose. But then again, Argentina would be in the Northern Hemisphere. Is it on the same game, at the same time? Like, is it on the same day? Otherwise, if it's on 2 days different, then he could actually go on Sunday to the other game and Saturday's that game. I'm not so sure. Because Argentina obviously going to the Northern Hemisphere where all the other teams have come from the Southern Hemisphere. Australia beating Scotland yesterday for 1. New Zealand beating Japan, but that's not the same. But they also only just beat Japan, mind you. But I think that Cheika would choose Lebanon over Argentina. I think he would choose Lebanon over Argentina. Especially considering that Argentina is an international test match compared to Jamaica, Lebanon, who would be in the quarterfinals at the time of the World Cup. Malcolm says, who do you think wins? Man U vs West Ham, draw. Christopher Stevens says, he won the grand final. Milford might be the best player in the world. Milford really fell off. Yeah, he fell off. I don't know what it was. Maybe he just lost that confidence from that grand final loss. I don't know. He had a fantastic year in 2015, but yeah, he completely fell off. Says, Samoa is too cocky. They don't train hard enough instead of going to the gym and train the whole team, go shopping and dressing up as superheroes and thinking they can beat every team. Yeah, that's what we've been saying. The ego is a massive factor there with Samoa compared to the likes of Tonga, the likes of Fiji, Papua New Guinea as well. Those 3 teams there, they do put in an effort, and although there is definitely ego involved, and it's not like Tonga, Fiji and Papua New Guinea don't have the ego as well, it's just not that same ego where they think that they've already... Well, Fiji can come in with that ego, and this is what we spoke about last night, and that's why they nearly lost that game. Well, they struggled and get parts to Scotland, and if Walmsley doesn't get sent to the bin there, then Scotland were only down by 10 points with about 15 minutes to go, but then obviously Walmsley's an idiot, right? So, there's plenty of what Fiji can do that as well, and Tonga can definitely come into a game thinking they've already won it. Look at that game against the Cook Islands, against Wales. Tonga weren't impressive. At all. It was actually 6-0 to Wales at one stage. So yeah, a lot of the island teams can have that bad thought process, thinking they've already won it mentally. But when it comes to the big dogs, for teams to think like that, it is Samoa, because they've got guys like Jerome Luai there, Stephen Crichton there. I don't know that Brian To'o, but I would assume that he puts on a nice face for the camera, but I assume that he also thinks he's the shit. Christopher Stevens says he fell off due to making 1 tackle to win the grand final in Clive Churchill. Well, there you go. But alright, guys, here we go. Jamaica will kick the ball off here, and the short kickoffs. Here we go again, eh? Here we go again, and they will win. Oh my god, their short kickoffs are ridiculous, bro. Their short kickoffs are ridiculous. Truly, Jamaica are the best at short kickoffs I've ever seen. Last week against New Zealand, they kicked like 13 short kickoffs and won 11 of them. Says, if watching the news, Tonga was playing on their level. If you're saying that they're playing on Wales level, then that proves exactly what I'm saying, that Tonga has the ability to think they've already won the game as well. There you go. I see right through your comment, Christopher. ZH25 says, more like Hammers are the most underperforming team. You're shite, mate. You're shite. Wait, coach is allowed to coach 2 teams in the World Cup. Michael Cheika coaches Lebanon in the Rugby League World Cup, Rugby League, but he also coaches the Argentina national team in Rugby Union. So fit tackle here for Jamaica. They're 5 metres out here from the line. 5 metres out here from the line. They go right hand side now. Kicks it across. Is that a good kick? That's a pretty okay kick actually. It's going to be a try, is it? Is that going to be a try? It's a try, Jamaica. Oh no, they're going to say held up. No, he's going to say held up. I think he's going to say held up here. Call try. Is he going to say this is a try or no try? No, he's saying no try. I think he's called held up here. This is going to suck. Malcolm says, BK, hardest working commentator. I appreciate it, man. Do put a lot of effort into obviously streaming every game. Just says they won't play on the same day. Well, there you go. So he probably has the ability to go to the Argentina game and also Lebanon. But let's have a look here. So I think they're all on side. It just comes down to whether he actually puts the ball down. Rosa, I think that Jamaica only need to win by 6 points for Ireland to make the finals. It's not going to happen, but in the same sense, Ireland have to beat New Zealand, lads. Actually, no, they'd lost. They already lost. Oh, that's right. It's only 6 points. That's only 6 points. Yeah, so I guess if Jamaica won this game by 6, then yeah, they would be in. Sorry, I forgot the Ireland-New Zealand game was yesterday. The player's on side. I don't think does he get the ball down? Oh, he probably does. I hope this is a try. This would be awesome for Jamaica to start off like this. Terrible from Lebanon if this is the case, though. So you can't see an angle here. Just keep in mind the referee called no try, so they have to prove this ball hits the ground. No, it's just a clean catch there from Jamaica. This is close. I don't think you're going to be able to see an angle where it goes down. The ball's held up. Yeah, he's going to say no try. It's unfortunate for Jamaica. It was a nice start, though. Christopher Simpson said the Jamaican players getting paid. What a silly question. James Paul says hope it's a try. And Malcolm says probably not, only small amount of money. Guys, come on. Like, they're playing a World Cup. They're not getting paid massive amounts like Australia, but they're still getting paid. Full-time league says, BKRmy, remember when I said Josh Mansour had a lookalike in the Lebanon team? He's playing the other wing. I think his name's Miski. Had a training trial with Manly after the 2017 World Cup. Fair enough. So it is a no try. It is a no try there. Ireland and Lebanon are both gritty teams. I would disagree with that completely. I would definitely not say that Ireland are a gritty team. I would say Lebanon are maybe on the brink, but I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to say that Lebanon's a gritty team either. I would say a gritty team would be... you'd look at New Zealand for one. New Zealand would be a gritty team. The English are definitely gritty. I wouldn't say Australia is. Papua New Guinea, oh man, they are gritty, and that's going to be a knock on here against the Lebanese. Jeez, they're playing badly in this first 2 minutes here. Oya says hello from Zakithos in Greece. Hello. Sport says, who do Australia want, Lebanon or Ireland? What's easier? Malcolm says it's better to do longer kickoffs. Who coached them the short kickoffs? Man, no. Jamaica's been fantastic in the short kickoffs. They're winning nearly every single one. Jamaica sneaky upset. No, bro. They're still going to lose this game by like 40. So right inside, it's a good start though. So Jamaica now 20 minutes out here from the line. James Paul said this is Jamaica's game, I have a feeling. So you think that Lebanon are going to miss the quarterfinals? You think Lebanon are going to lose this game to Jamaica and miss the quarterfinals? Good luck. For them, they're all above 6-1 in height. That's why short kickoff is working for them. Yeah, I don't understand why someone would say that don't go for the short kickoff. But the short kickoffs have been working for Jamaica. They've been fantastic from the short kickoffs. So right hand side now, and Jamaica, short ball. No, 1 metre out from the line, follow tackle. Here they go. They need to score though. They need to score right now. If they don't score here, like they've had, oh no, you're not kicking on forward tackle, but you're not. It's gonna be a dropout here, but you don't kick on forward tackle there. It'll be a dropout though. It will be a dropout. Chris says anything is possible in the World Cup. No one thought Tonga would beat New Zealand in 2017. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they definitely did. ZH25 says, I have a feeling Doncards. New Zealand were terrible in 2017. Tonga were only like 3-1 underdogs, so that's not much. How about this, Christopher? How about we make a deal, right? How about I'll give you moderator and $50 if Jamaica win this game. But if Jamaica don't win this game, then you have to donate $50. How about that? It seems like a fair bet, right? It's a fair bet because you think that Jamaica's going to win. Cool. Good luck. So make the deal. Second tackle now, 35 minutes out in the line, right hand side. Brian says, Jamaica. I want Jamaica to win, but it's not going to happen. Like, I would love Jamaica to win, but it's not going to happen. Chuck Quillen says, NRL should do the same thing NBA does with USA versus World All-Stars. Yeah, it'd be nice. It would be nice to see that. But then again, the World All-Stars, yeah, it'll be like Australia versus... Australia versus effectively New Zealand, realistically. So you'd have to do like I don't know, limit New Zealand's numbers or something like that to make it like effectively world, if you know what I'm saying. So fit tackle now, they're 10 minutes out of the line. Could be witnessing making a cool runnings too. Good luck. And that's a weird kick there. That's a really weird kick. They catch it. They go right hand side. They go on the sideline. No, they get the ball offloaded to Mo Aguero. Oh, Aguero's going over the sideline here. Look, they gave it a go. All Sports Jamaica says, let's go the Reggae Warriors. Good on you, man. Couple of Jamaicans jumping in the chat. Good on you, man. So I'm watching the game right now, and Jamaica's having a good start. They are having a good start here, but they still haven't been able to score. And I keep saying, like, Jamaica start off well here. I would love them to get a surprise win, but they're not gonna. Crystal Stevens says South Africa plays league. For some reason, Union controls it, which basically means there's no comp there. It's because South Africa, like Greece, it was illegal to play rugby league up until, I think, 1996 or something like that, when Union really established themselves through that 1995 World Cup win in South Africa under Mandela. That was when they allowed league to return, because it was a part of the apartheid kind of deal back then, that league wasn't allowed to be played. Lebanon here, right hand side, here they go. Moses, left hand side, bing bang boom. Cool runnings too, eh, boys? So try time there for Lebanon, and that was a nice play there from Mitchell Moses. He needed to really bounce back. After that first game. He did kind of do that last week, but then bang, that was a huge play there. So Mikey Danus will score the try there for the Lebanese, but all set up there by Mitchell Moses. JCF says South Africa Rugby Grassroots is up there with New Zealand. Rugby Union, yeah. Rugby League, no. But look at that break here from Mitchy Moses. That was nice from Mitchy. Hey, Christopher, you still into that bet, bro? South Africa was also at the 1995 Rugby League World Cup. I know that, but they really allowed it to be a bit more open, right? So I truly believe rugby union dies in South Africa as a sport. Dies if they don't win that World Cup. I truly believe it, right? I think it really would have been something, and cricket probably would have been their biggest sport, because cricket was a massive sport back then for them. But because they won that World Cup, it just shit on everything else. It shit on everything else, because it brought their country back together. It really did. It's an amazing story. Richard says no, thought so. Richard, yeah, Richard goes exactly. Exactly. Basically, like every other country other than Oz and England, Union does everything in their power to hold the league back. Yeah, Greece is the exact same. And there we go. So 6-0 there to the Lebanese. League is killing Union in Australia. I would disagree, full-time league. I don't think the league's killing Union in Australia. League hasn't done anything to Union in Australia. What's killing Union in Australia has been Rugby AU's process over the last 20 years. No, I disagree. I don't think that league has done anything to hamper. It hampers it, but in the same sense, the AFL hampers Union just as much as league does. And even in football, to an extent, as in soccer, would still have the same impact as rugby league. I don't think that rugby league has gone out of their way to limit the growth of rugby union in Australia. It's just because the fact that Union decided to only play in private schools rather than... Oh, that's not 10. Yeah, it's a penalty in Lebanon. They decided to only play in private schools and not public schools, which limited the audience, whilst all the rugby league was... You can play it wherever, but they focus on the public schools, and... look how it's gone. And that's what's happened here. That's what's happened in Australia. Fun fact, league was on track to become the dominant code in South Africa, but Union got banned. Yeah, exactly right, Christopher. Exactly right. So, first tackle here. 10 metres out. If South Africa got a good team, maybe they'd get more behind it, but nothing will beat Union anymore. Alright, left-hand side here. Here goes Lebanon again. And that's going to be an easy try there. Cool runnings too, boys? So, 10-0 here to the Lebanese. 8.5 minutes in. 10-0. Jazz says the 99 World Cup was better though. It was a great World Cup, that one. I was only 5 years old at the time and I can't remember it, but there you go. Mike says Hell's Bells, that was a quick 6 minutes. Well, it's 9 minutes gone. Jamaica had all the ball for the first 5 and people were thinking that Jamaica were going to win. And I tried to tell you. And I sit there, I hear you say Jamaica got the win, and I say, oh, probably not, but I would love to see it. And then you say, oh, sneaky little upset coming here. Well, it's now 10-0, 9 minutes in. Anything's possible, Chris. Anything's possible, eh? All-time league says my guy Miskey scored. It's all good banter, Chris, don't worry, man. Does cricket hamper Union? It's just more players that get taken away, but not really, because obviously the size. And football's similar, but in the same sense, it's still another sport that takes away from it. compared to South Africa, who only focus realistically on Union. Their fans try to say that they're also cricket, but, show us your trophies. Justin says, my cousin played in that World Cup. Well, there you go. So 10 minutes gone here, guys. 10 minutes gone. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new, Auntie. This game has gone very similarly right now to that England-Greece game yesterday, which terrifies me. All Sports Jamaica says, if we score, we'll be happy to be honest. It's a start in the right direction. All Sports Jamaica, I'll say this to you right now. Jamaica have had a very positive World Cup. This has been, no matter the score here, I don't care if Jamaica lose 100 0 in this game, right? It's been a positive, very positive World Cup for you. One, Jamaica did not get beaten by Ireland as much as they probably should have, right? That was their first ever game. They scored 2 points. That's great. They actually have not been held scoreless in both of their games right now, right? You've got to think like that. The first ever game for the club, first ever game for the country on a world level, and, they were able to score against Ireland, lose 48-2, which was actually beating the handicap, so they did well there. Second game, they take on the second best team in the world, in New Zealand, and scored a try. In the 78th minute. I know they lost by 66 to... Jeez, that kickoff was terrible. I know they lost by like 60 points, literally 66-6, but the handicap was 72.5. So that means that Jamaica lost by 60. That means they beat the handicap by 12. So we were expecting them to lose by a lot more than they did. And no one expected them to score a try. So for a team that is brand new, you've got to be really impressed with how they have performed. They're going to get pumped in this game, and I think it's because it's going to be a lot like what happened with Greece yesterday. But no one can say that Jamaica have had a poor World Cup because they had no expectations. They didn't even have an expectation to score a point, and they've scored 8 points this World Cup, which has been really good for them. Mike's just staying off the Samoa France game too, bro. Brian Tuttle should get 2 tries in easy. Lebanon again here. Yep, easy try. And that's a try time. So anything's possible, Chris? 16 nearly with a year to come. Mike says, yeah, they beat that, but the handicap is insanely high. But fair enough, though, Mike. Like, England beat Greece by 94-4 last night. Australia, their handicap should have been beaten, actually. But then again, they beat Scotland by 84-0 last week. New Zealand have been disappointing. That's why the handicap wasn't hit, but New Zealand should have been hitting that against Jamaica. Aspirations Cook Islands did well versus Papua New Guinea. Yeah, I guess. Papua New Guinea didn't play well at all. Yeah, I think it was more Papua New Guinea, but in the same sense, they didn't play too badly. The old Cook Islands in that one, they didn't play too badly, I guess. Mike's to stay out. But anyway, Mike, I'm staying up for all games. I've only missed one World Cup game so far, and the only reason I missed that one was New Zealand Ireland yesterday, and that was only at 4:30 in the morning because my alarm for some reason the sound didn't go off. So I woke up at 7:30 and I was like, oh shit. Why is the sun out? And there you go. But every other game, I've streamed every other game. I'm exhausted right now. I'm exhausted. But in the same sense, I'll be up for all 3 games here tonight, man. Christopher Stevens says, in South Africa, only white people care about Union. In South Africa, it's actually like 90% football. Union is also dying in South Africa. Remember, they lost to the Australia D side a few months ago. I'm going to say this is potentially the dumbest comment I've ever read in my life. To say that Union is dying in South Africa. Butter. That is one of the most ridiculous comments I've ever seen. You think that rugby union is dying in South Africa? Bro, you say some wild shit, man. You say some wild shit if you think that South Africa's rugby union is dying. They've won 3 World Cups, mate. They literally won the last World Cup in 2019. You have no idea what you're talking about. They are the current holders of the World Cup, and you think that rugby union is dying in South Africa? That's a good one, bro. I was just hoping Jamaica would turn up, wasn't to be. No, I think we were all hoping for it, man. Don't worry. It's going to be realistic too. Union South Africa will be like the West Indies cricket in 10 years. Here we go. You've got some terrible taste, bro. Full-time Leagues, does Rugby League have an international body? I think they do. I don't know, actually. It's a good question. Jack and Nielsen say, bro, did you see Clarkie's concept for a new pool system for the next World Cup? If so, what were your thoughts? I kind of briefly, 1 second here. 11 on left-hand side, 45 metres out. Good running by the back row, number 12. Is that they're going to score another try here. Oh, I'm so sorry, Jamaica. You're going to get really slaughtered here. It's going to be 22-0 with you to come. Wow, this is only 14 minutes in the game. It's going to be 24-0. I really hope that Lebanon slow it down a little bit. I do, because Jamaica look very, very poor in this game so far. I actually agree with the comment from Christopher here. Rugby League isn't dying in South Africa, it's already dead. What I will say on that is that it is dead. No, it's not dead. People don't care about it, but there is a slight pulse because I'm getting a lot of people on my streams and videos saying, why is South Africa not playing? And they're South Africans. And I have to explain to them that they lost to USA in the qualifier, Cook Islands in the qualifiers, sorry. And I think that a lot of South Africans do actually have some form of care factor because it's so similar to rugby union. But with that being said, they don't really give a shit at the moment. But there is a slight pulse. Sorry, I didn't even respond to Jack's comment. Like I said, bro, tired as. You've got to forgive me. But I think that, look, I think that it's great in thought. I think it's a fantastic thought to have that, but I think it's also quite ridiculous that to have the best teams going up against the best teams early on. I think that the way it is right now, it is what it is. You know, people keep misunderstanding World Cups. Every single World Cup in every single sport has blowouts. Every single World Cup. Rugby union, 90-0 England over Tonga. Or 95 to 3 or whatever it was against Tonga. Look at the Namibia scores. Look at when Italy play. Italy next year, I just want to picture this for you guys, right? Italy next year are in a group with New Zealand and France in Group A. They are going to get slapped. They are going to get slapped in both of those games. And then they will slap whoever the other two teams are in their group that are lower than them. But people don't look at that. They want to pick on Rugby League. I'm not saying you do, but I'm just saying that people want to pick on Rugby League. So it's just a reminder. Remember when the Netherlands beat Spain by 5 goals to 0 back in 2010? But we don't talk about that. Oh no. Richard says Rugby League 2000 was their last appearance. They need Jared Saffy to help them. Was it really? 2000? Nah, was it? 2000 is a long time ago. I swear it was like 2013. I could be wrong though. You're probably right. Full-time listeners, this might be the game we see Lebanon put 100 over Jamaica. The chat's starting to turn around now, isn't it? The chat's starting to turn around now, isn't it? Alright, Fitz tackle here for the Lebanese. They're 30 metres out of the line. Mitchie Moses puts that ball up in the air. Should be an easy grab in goal. Did he get... Why didn't he put his foot in goal there? Would have been a 7-second set. Chris says, keep an eye on Ghana. They actually have some decent things happening over there. Do I trust you? I don't know. But in the same sense, hopefully, man, good luck to them. Good luck to them. I'm all for the growth of the international game. As a kid in South Africa, you would play union rather than league. Now, but in the same sense, things can change. But that's going to be a penalty here, Jamaica. Good stuff. Mike says that Ireland-New Zealand game was really good. Jerome Hughes and Lewis Senior delivered 2 tries. It was fine. I saw the extended highlights. I didn't watch the full game, but I watched the extended highlights. So actually, Japan have good potential in union. Look at their population size. They are absolutely making great groundwork in union. Yeah, they should have arguably beat New Zealand yesterday. Arguably, there was a forward pass in New Zealand, but in the same sense, the All Blacks are a mess right now. They really are. That's why it was just so stupid that Australia still lost them. So Jamaica now get this ball to the 42. Also, guys, if you are watching this stream and thinking, why isn't he commentating every single play of the game? Oh, it's a huge hit from Lebanon. My God. It's because the game's a blowout, so when there's blowouts, it's more us talking in the chat, and I'll tell you when something big happens. There's no point going, okay, now to the 35, pass it out to the right-hand side, and now they get taken down to the 30, because the game is going to be a blowout, right? But if you've got a question about the game, feel free to shoot it through. But overall, these kind of ones, where it's a blowout score, it doesn't really focus too heavily on the actual play-by-play itself individually. AFL 18 was well done, Chris. You've jinxed Jamaica. Oh, AFL 18, he definitely jinxed Jamaica. Oh, no, bad kick. That's a bad kick. Well, Ireland's definitely not looking likely to go through A. Hunt says, I was hoping Jamaica was going to pull off a bobsled moment. It's funny though. Like, obviously, people would have thought that I wasn't ever shitting on Jamaica. Like, I would love to see this team get a win. I would have loved to see them score in that first minute. But you just got to be realistic. Lebanon are a good team. Their forwards are solid. They're very much. I would say that Lebanon are on a similar level to Papua New Guinea. I think if you're going to actually put tiers into the World Cup, you'd say Australia is clearly one. You'd say New Zealand is clearly two, and then you'd say England is clearly England and Tonga would be three. So and Samoa have an opportunity to be there if they really just knuckle down. Fiji, Papua New Guinea, and Lebanon would be on a similar. Fiji made 3 semi-finals in a row. Like you can't be disrespectful like that. Fiji should be up there as well. I don't know. It's hard, but you definitely would put Lebanon and Papua New Guinea with each other. They're very similar teams. They play very differently, but they're very similar teams in a lot of aspects. Jamaica, nice catch there at the 10. Jack Nelson, I think we're going to have the best teams at the business end. Like you said, it's hard to watch blowouts, but finals should be really entertaining. You're going to get blowouts at every single World Cup because you've got the best teams going against the worst teams. It just is what it is. You're going to have some scrubs getting through. Guys, I just want to throw this out there. FIFA World Cup is going from 32 teams this World Cup and every World Cup to, I think it's 42 or 46 teams in the next World Cup in USA/Mexico/Canada. So, you're opening up the FIFA World Cup to New Zealand. You're opening... I'm sorry, Kiwis, but... I'm sorry, but, you're in Oceania for a reason. You're opening up to teams that would never have qualified. You're opening up to teams that weren't even close to qualifying for this World Cup to then take on teams like Germany, France, Australia. Is that Jamaica's ball here? It's going to be 6 again, maybe? No, it's still last. I can get away. Brazil, Argentina, all these. Oh my God, the ball's going to bounce for Jamaica, maybe. Oh, go. Oh, it bounced out the back. Damn it. It's still free tackle, and there we go. Spion. Christmas Stevens says, no, actually, Google Rugby League in West Africa. It's getting kind of big. I hope so, man. I know they love their sevens in that area, though. Richard M says, get Japan to play league. Gus Gould and Block would be a hit in Japan. Blocker wouldn't be a hit in his own family's dinner party, let alone Japan. What's going on there? Sam says, you reckon Lebanon could possibly give Australia a run for their money or another blowout? No, blowout. Oh, I think 40-50 points. I think 40-50. I think that Tonga Samoa will be very close. I do give Samoa a chance. I think... who's the other two games? The other, England versus Papua New Guinea. I actually really am going to enjoy that game. I think Papua New Guinea are going to be really up for it. I would not be surprised if Papua New Guinea pull off the upset of the World Cup by beating England. I'm still going to probably tip England, but I would not be surprised. Just like Papua New Guinea versus Tonga. I did tip Papua New Guinea against Tonga, and I still believe they beat them. But I could also definitely see Papua New Guinea taking a surprise against the English. I don't necessarily see them beating Tonga versus Samoa in that semi. I know they should have beaten them in that first game, but in the same sense, I think it'll be a different ball game in the quarters. In the semi-finals if they got there. Oh, Dewey breaks away. Good pass from Dewey. That's a try time. So I'll be 30-0 here to the Lebanese. 22 minutes in here, guys. Obviously, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new around here. And if you're a Jamaica fan, just remember you've had a World Cup, a positive World Cup, regardless of the score. Please remember that. Christmas Stevens says, like we said before, South Africa tried out league, but Uni got it banned, and now after it got unbanned, they control it and basically prevented comp from happening. Absolutely. I think there is undeniable potential in South Africa. And this World Cup's shown that because there's been a lot of South Africans who have come onto my streams and comment sections telling me where's South Africa. Christmas Stevens says, Haiti might qualify again for the FIFA World Cup. Bro, that country... I watched a vlog the other day. I think his name's Indigo Traveller. My God. Didn't we beat Haiti to make the last World Cup? No. Was that Honduras? Sorry, it was Honduras. It wasn't Haiti. Haiti. If Haiti made the World Cup, bro, God help them. Soccer World Cups have big upsets, though. Rarely. You can't tell me that, England... you'll see some, like Ghana. There's always one team that will progress way further than what you imagined. Like Ghana in 2010. Iceland, Costa Rica have had their moments. Australia in 2006, realistically. And we got robbed by Italy. That's why I never feel bad for Italy in any sport because of the way that they robbed us in that game. Even though I agree that it was a penalty, it's still a dive, regardless. So Lucas Neal should never have been diving in that situation. But I'll still never forgive Italy for that. I'll never forgive Italy for that, ever. Norway will win the next World Cup. Zane Potter says, definitely not to Bolton Steel. Bolton Steel says, do you think the Rugby League World Cup should be expanded to 32 teams? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? We've got 60, so it's 30-0 here, with 24 minutes gone. Are you off your meds, bro? 32 teams. So we've got 16 teams here, and we're already seeing teams get beaten by 94-4. You now want to add in South Africa, USA. You're probably going to be adding in Haiti. Bro, the amount of... No, bro. No, I'm sorry, but no. No, bro. No, that's a funny one, but I don't know if you're being serious or not, and I hope you don't take offense to me laughing at that, but in the same sense, it's a funny comment. Like, bro, we're already seeing massive blowouts in this World Cup right now. Do you really think that we should add another 16 teams who did not qualify because they weren't good enough against the teams that are getting blown out? Like, just remember, Australia is qualified regardless all the time. You know, all the best teams qualify. So the reason why the other teams didn't qualify is because they lost to the teams, probably by a decent amount of margin, who got beat 94-4. Like, Greece would have won against, you know, some European teams by a big margin, and they got beaten 94-4 last night. So first tackle of Jamaica, here we go. There's a chance for Jamaica to score right now. Here we go. Ashton Golden gives it off, and they'll go right inside. BKRmy goes on here for KRmy. Third tackle now, 15 metres out. Here they come. Jamaica. 8 metres out from the line. Fourth time leagues one. Jamaica forwards running hard. They got size. It's their first World Cup, bro. And it's also been a long tournament for them. 3 games is still a big tournament for them, you got to remember, these guys aren't playing in a real week in, week out for a whole year. Jamaica now put that ball up in the air. It's going to be penalty? They said penalty. Oh, offside against Jamaica. Damn, I thought it was going to be offside against Lebanon. Daniel Crellin says, hold on. This chat's going quite fast. Someone said something about France. Geez, that chat's gone fast. I'm going to have to skip a heap of comments here, guys. I'll just get to these ones now, but hit the live chat. League banned in Russia. That doesn't surprise me at all. Zane Potter says, you reckon England can finally take it home in the FIFA World Cup? Absolutely not. Every nation would get a crack at a 32-team World Cup. Up in Senegal. Oh, Lebanon again here. Oh, full pass. Full. Oh, come on, referee. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's clearly a forward pass. It's going to be a try to Lebanon there, but that was clearly a forward pass. Check this. Like, they're going to check this. I hope you come up with some common sense call here to try and get this call a no try, because this is not a try. It's a forward pass by about 30 years. It's a forward pass by about 40 years. France champions again? Absolutely not, JCF. Absolutely not. Christmas Sevens Belgium probably win the World Cup. And I've been hearing that for the last 14 years. So they'll go out to the left-hand side. Does he go out here? Oh, man. I would love to go back. They're not going to call it, right? They're going to say, because you can't call for a pass. But in the same sense, you go side on there, and that forward goes forward by about a good, 2 metres. Argentina aren't a sneaky shout. They are a shout. They are one of the favourites. Exactly right, Chris. For France will suffer from the World Cup curse. They're not making it out of the group stages. Denmark and Australia. Bing bang. Thanks for coming. Daniel Collins says, who are you tipping the next game? Next game between Tonga and Cook Islands. I'm going to go on a limb here and say Tonga. That's an NFL pass. Mate, that was terrible. So Michael says, I watched the 2001 soccer game. Australia beat Samoa 31-0. So it was American Samoa, but not Samoa, but in the same sense. It would have been similar anyway, to be fair. Full-time league says, no one in Super League is crap. The refs in the bunk have been terrible. Oh, man, this World Cup's been horrific for refereeing. Don't start me on Liam Moore. Don't start me, son. I'll flip out. I'll flip the table if you start talking about Liam Moore again. He's a goose, that guy. He's a goose. Well, he's a goose. So 28 minutes gone here. It's about 36-0, even though that was clearly a 4-pass try. There's only 4 teams in the Jamaican competition. You know, you got to start somewhere, man. Even if there was only 2 teams, you got to start somewhere. There is a football league somewhere in Africa that only has 2 teams. I don't know where it is, but I know there's a league, literally a league. They play like 20 rounds, and it's the same 2 teams all 20 rounds. I can't remember what country it is. It could be it really is some rando country. Sport Reaction says, besides Lebanon, Papua New Guinea, Ireland, Cook Islanders, what country can make the jump to that tier? What tier? Are you talking about like a top tier? Oh, are you saying that you're putting Lebanon, Papua New Guinea, Ireland, Cook Islands in the same tier? Well, firstly, take Ireland and Cook Island out. Lebanon, Papua New Guinea on their own. But those... it's going to be... Their short kickoffs are fantastic. Their short kickoffs are incredible, Jamaica. Another short kickoff they've just won. Truly. We should bring back the Four Nations. Absolutely agree with that. Absolutely. Australia, New Zealand. Who's the other two teams that were normally in it? It's Australia, New Zealand... But in the same sense, I actually realistically think you could just do a Six Nations. Like, honestly, like they do in Europe for the Rugby Union. Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, Papua New Guinea, because I don't think that I would include England. I'd go Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, Samoa, Papua New Guinea, and Tonga. That's 6 really good teams down this area. Left-hand side here, Jamaica. Oh, taking out 5 minutes out, third tackle. All right, let's get back to some commentary for 1 second. Can we get Jamaica vs Greece match and see what would happen? I actually think that Jamaica might have a chance of winning that. It'll be a close game, actually. 4 tackle. I would have said last week that Greece win that, but after yesterday, tell you. Left-hand side here. Oh, my God. Ben Jones, Bishop so close again. Oh, settle down, Lebanon tryhards. God, let them have a try. Portugal have about a minus 74% chance. Full-time leagues is Papua New Guinea and Scotland. Papua New Guinea and Scotland were the Four Nations. No, well, surely not. No. I can't remember when was the Four Nations last on? That would have been like 14? When was the last time the Four Nations was on? I think that was a good game between Australia and New Zealand, wasn't it? Wasn't that the Sean King-Dowell bullshit try? Oz, England, New Zealand, Pacific Island countries had the playoffs to make it. I really think that you could do a Southern Hemisphere, smash up. Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, Samoa, Tonga, and Papua New Guinea. I think that'd be... that tournament would go off. That tournament would go off. Scotland drew against New Zealand. Jeez. Kiwis, there's something. That's a penalty. Ed Vogel says, good start for the Wallabies campaign. Regardless of winning by 1 point, France will be hard to beat. Love to see Lange Gleeson play more last night. Not enough to see the expectation we have for him. I will be streaming as much as I can in regards to Rugby Union as well. There's like 4 plays in the tackle. Why would Lawrence steal that? Why would Lawrence steal that? There was like 4 players in the tackle. Four Nations is always Oz, New Zealand, England every second year, a Southern Hemisphere, and then a Northern Hemisphere team. Oh, that's fine. We could do that, but in the same sense, like, I would prefer to really build up the islands. I'd prefer to build the islands up. It's just, it is what it is. Because the islands are definitely a more integral part in regards to a lot of factors. But at the same time, that's my personal opinion. So 30 minutes gone here, guys. 30 minutes gone. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Mate Collie says, who's this wanker? That's me. I'm the wanker. That's me. I'm the wanker here. So second tackle now. 10 metres out. Gives it off to Mitchell Moses. Moses here. Does he? Yes, he does. Oh, I don't know. Josh Metzor probably scores here, but it might not be. It might not be. It will be classed as a try here. I don't think that they can even go back and rule over it, even if he does go out there. But yeah, they've called it a try. So Josh Metzor, try time. 2 tries in the Rugby League World Cup so far. So it will be 40-0. He'll kick to come. There's still 9 minutes to go here of the first half. Christopher says Burundi has 10k Rugby League players. Well, there you go. Chalk Collins says, have you been watching the cricket T20? Not really, man. Not really. I'm a big test watcher. I don't really care too much for the T20. I might watch some. I might do. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of the old T20. Richard says Gina Reinhardt is a spare 16 mil for that comp. That is that I would never have expected to come onto a stream of Lebanon versus Jamaica Rugby League and hear the name Gina Reinhardt. That's done me for the night. That's done me. Oh boy. Gina Reinhardt on a Rugby League stream between Lebanon and Jamaica. That will do me. Joseph plays his last Four Nations 2016 was New Zealand, England, Australia and Scotland. How is Scotland getting? Scotland weren't bad back then actually. Scotland have actually really kind of just been a very, very disappointing team in this World Cup. Very, very disappointing in this World Cup. But overall, it's actually super hard to put Scotland not in 16th, but I guess Greece were really poor yesterday. And Mitchell Moses will slap it on through. So there you go, 42-0 here with 7 minutes to go of the first half. that was the source, Josh Man's source. Ed Vogel says Chelsea went down to Everton 4-1. What do you reckon happened? I know, it was beautiful, wasn't it? I like it. Jess says Arsenal lose 5-0 tonight. No, I need Saka as my captain on fantasy to score. So please, let them lose 3-2. He gets a double. Thank you. Gina Reinhardt. Wow. People say, what position would Gina Reinhardt play? And people are saying prop. Wow. Sam Water says, you reckon Mansour will get a contract anywhere in the NRL for next year? So where? Short kickoff, and it will not go 10. So it'll be a penalty in Lebanon. Not really, bro. I don't see any team that really needs a winger right now. So there's a video that I'm going to be doing on probably Wednesday or Thursday, where I'm going to go over. So on Tuesday night, I'm going to do a stream where I review the grading system, all the teams that got knocked out for the World Cup. I'll do it. Oh, it didn't even go out. Oh my god. It turns into a 7-tackle set for Jamaica off a penalty from Lebanon. That is incredible. That is incredible. It was a penalty Lebanon, and they've given away a 7-tackle set to Jamaica. That is incredible. That is incredible. I've never seen that before. Now I've lost what I was even thinking about now. I've lost what I'm even thinking about now. So Jamaica bought the 40 now. Oh, that's right. I'm going on Wednesday or Thursday. Tuesday I'm doing a grading system of all the teams that got knocked out. Wednesday I'll probably do my power rankings, and then Thursday I'm actually going to do a video where I go through every single team in this World Cup and look at what would be the best, who would be one player from each team that would fit an NRL team or an NRL team to look at, and then I'll actually put what team I think they'll be best at. So I think that'll be an interesting video there to show, like, the likes of Johnny Mitsias and whatnot from Greece. Who would you say from Lebanon? Jeez, I'm not too sure really, because there's already NRL players there. Jamaica, you'd look at like Ashton Golding or Ben Jones Bishop, but then again they're quite agey. I know it's difficult. Hunters go Jamaica, get a try, exactly right. Jake Mason for Italy, absolutely. Christopher Stevens, yeah, but he plays for the Sunshine Coast Falcons. He's in systems. Oh, good offload here. Good offload. Jamaica with the ball, kicks it through. Sneaky. No, terrible kick. And Adam Dewey will get this ball to about 15. Chris says the 6 teams would probably be Oz, New Zealand, England, Papua New Guinea, Tonga, and Samoa. Get England out of there. They can do their stuff up top. No, you can't be taking out Fiji. You can't be including Papua New Guinea, Tonga, and Samoa, and not be including the team that's made the last 3 World Cup semi-finals in a row in Fiji. So next 5's tests are a lot more tactical, and it just feels like there's more of an importance about them. Well, each wicket is way more important because you're not just swinging for it. You've actually got to break down defense. That SCG game, that was one of the best games I've ever watched. And it was all because the rain impacted, but my God, I can't wait. We've got South Africa this year. We'll be showing that test. Short side here. So Jamaica with a chance to score. 5 minutes out on the line. Here we go, guys. Here we go. First tackle. Like I said, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe. We'll be showing both games after this too, which is Tonga versus the Cook Islands, and then Samoa game as well against France. So definitely stick around. But second tackle now for the Jamaicans. They're 3 minutes out from the line. Here we go. 15 minutes out. Come on, Jamaica. Come on, Jamaica. Oh, no. 4 minutes out from the line now. Third tackle. Full-time leagues, Papua New Guinea had Mal Meninga as coach and Adrian Lamb as assistant. They got thrashed all series. Yeah, but you need to play the big teams to actually... Like, they got thrashed in the PMXII game. They had players out in the same sense as Australia still would have won by a big margin. But for them to get better, they have to play the better teams. Look at the game against Tonga. Oh, it's gone backwards. That's fine. That's fine. Jamaica fit tackle here, 15 minutes out. Come on, score a try. Get in on Jamaica. Get in on. Up it goes here. It's actually not a bad kick. It's going to be... Is that a knock-on from Lebanon? That's a knock-on. Or is it a penalty? Oh, another offside against Jamaica. Silly, man. Jack Wellesby, another one there from England, absolutely. So Michael says, I wonder if people in Lebanon even know they have a rugby league team in the World Cup. Yes, Michael, they do. Yeah, we had someone in Lebanon right now on the stream. They're going to challenge this here, Jamaica. But yeah, we had someone from Lebanon, in Lebanon, on the stream, And Vogel says, when was the last time a World Club Challenge win by a Super League team? Super League teams actually don't do too badly in that World Club Challenge, but that's also because they've already started the tournament. It's literally not cared about by any Australian team whatsoever. Zay Potter says, Brad Morcus, early shout for Rookie of the Year next season if he can get some games for the Raiders. Morcus. He's Lebanon, isn't he? I don't know. Semi Valame and... Who's our other centre? Oh, Matty Tomoko. I don't think he's going to get cracked. That's good. Alex Young, unfortunately, is down injured here. Their centre pairing of Semi Valame and Matty Tomoka probably get locked up. They probably stay there unless they have a bad start of the season. Hopefully Pranay joins for the Safa streams and maybe Moers on an alt. Moers would be intolerable on those streams. They'd be intolerable. Christopher says, remember that time Papua New Guinea got dropped in a group with Australia, New Zealand and England that won World Cup? It basically meant they had no chance of progressing to the quarters. No, I don't remember that. There was a group where there was Australia, New Zealand and England in the same group. I don't think that's possible, is it? I don't think that's possible. When was that? What World Cup was that? Sport Reaction says, UFC in my opinion is the fastest growing sport in Australia in the world. I would slightly agree. Slightly. I think that... I would say yeah, probably actually. I would agree. It's not guaranteed, but I would say that based on the fact that 15 odd years ago, 15 years ago, before McGregor, it really was quite small. But then it's on a big scale, but then Conor McGregor made that sport big, and now it's just really starting to grow further. It's only a really new sport, so I would agree with you based on the fact that it's lacking of longevity. But I also think that it's not even close to football. Football's still growing. Like football, as in soccer, is still growing. What other sports are growing worldwide though? It's tough. Boxing, boxing's not growing. Boxing's in a shit stage at the moment actually. Third tackle now, 33 minutes out. Oh, that's a lost ball. Yep, lost ball there from Lebanon. Good work, Jamaica. Apart from the superstars like McGregor, what's the average UFC fighter making? Not much. That's why Jake Paul... I respect Jake Paul for his business sense, but I think that he's a wanker, but he also knows he's a wanker, and he does it deliberately, which is great. He's no McGregor, and his Wolf of Wall Street impersonation in the what's it called, in the pre-fight press conference was ridiculous, but in the same sense, he's fighting really hard to get some good pay for UFC fighters. Chris Stevens says it was I think 2000 or 2008. It wasn't 2008. 2008 was the year that New Zealand won the World Cup and Australia lost them in the final. I was there. I don't think England were in the same group, were they? Because Matt Collins is a smart wanker. He's absolutely right, Matt. Absolutely spot on. You know, you've got to respect him. You do. You just got to respect him. It's like McGregor. People hate on him and say he's a dickhead. It's like, yeah, he is a dickhead, but he's also incredibly entertaining and incredibly smart and has made millions, hundreds of millions. And that's an obstruction from Jamaica. Silly. Oh, punch on. Biffa. Biff, 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 biff. Slap him. Give him a slap. Give him a slap. Come on. I think there was a World Cup in 2012. I think the World Cup would have been in 2013. I think there is a late shot here from Lebanon that potentially might get caught up here. A lot of people have gotten into it recently. Yeah, but I also think it's a sport that they could also go out of love of it pretty quickly too. Oh, that's a very late hit. This is probably going to be a penalty. Oh, that's a sin bin actually. That's actually arguably a sin bin. I reckon Lebanon's going to get a sin bin here. Ed Vogel says, managed Serbia to win a Rugby League World Cup. Well, Rame is going to be going to the bin here, I reckon. It's late, and after what we saw last night, who was the player? It shouldn't have been a sin bin, but that was less than what we just saw here. This should be a sin bin. Based on what we saw last night, this should absolutely be a sin bin. I think he's going to get binned here. 45 seconds to go the first half. It's late on a port, he's off a 10. Yeah, it's a good call. It's a good call. Based on what we've seen in the World Cup so far, it's a good call. Full-time League said, if there's one rule I'd be bringing, it would be the beef. You know, the weirdest thing about this, man, is that, like, I agree. I like the the biff. I love a bit of the slap up that we saw, obviously, before maybe 2012, 13, when it started to get faded out. But, you know, people always say bring back the biff, and then a game like the Roosters Rabbitohs happens in the quarterfinals, or the first week of the finals in this season, and it was incredible, the game. Incredible. It was biff. You know, it was passion, it was excitement, physicality. One of the most exhausting games I've ever had to commentate. And people go, oh, it was a shit game because there's too many sin bins, there's too many, punch-ons. And it's just like, shut up, man. Like, stop saying bring back the biff and then you don't like that game. There was too many. So second tackle for Jamaica. 11 metres out. Here's an opportunity here. Go for a field goal. Go for a field goal, Jamaica. Oh, kicks it through. No. Reece Robinson's going to break away here. No, that'll be half time. They'll be taking over the sideline. Good work from Jamaica, but it will be at half time. So half time score here, guys, is 42-0 to Lebanese. I think they really dominated that first 30, then slowed down quite a bit, Lebanon, which is quite good to see. You don't want to see Lebanon be beating Jamaica by 100. That'd be a bit disrespectful, considering that Lebanon obviously aren't on that top tier and still beating a team like that of that level. But this is a good win here right now for the Lebanese, and they obviously have already now locked up their spot to take on Australia next week in the quarterfinals. Chris says, remember 3 teams in one group could qualify when there was 12 teams? I'm 28, so I would have been, in 2008, I was like 14, right? So I wasn't really, like, I definitely loved my rugby league, but I wasn't really, I didn't really care too much about that. I just wanted to see my team win. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're like 14 years old, or 10 to 14 years old, you have a grasp of the game, and you love watching the game, and you definitely understand it completely, but you don't have that kind of complete concept of everything that's going on. But you are watching for your team to win. It's just about winning. It's just about that ego factor, realistically. The ego factor is starting to come in at that age. Lachlan Wellesby from Scotland. You're talking about Walmsley? Not after yesterday. No way. Not after yesterday. Also, he'd get crunched in the rugby in the NRL. He would get annihilated in the NRL. The guy tried to punt. Like, did you see the high tackles he was going with? Like, they were soft as, man. He comes in like this. That's his high tackle. Unbelievable, bro. It was ridiculous. It was just silly. Like, it was just silly. And then he gets sin bin for it. Like, the guy's a goose. The guy is an absolute damn well goose. Wow. I saw a message there. Christian says, it was 2008 when PNG was in the group of death. They actually thought of not participating in the tournament at all. They thought of not going because of it. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. That's brutal. Like, that is really brutal. By the way, guys, if you are new here, obviously hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here. Don't forget as well that if you don't watch the full stream, I do YouTube Shorts now, where I will do a 1-minute quick review immediately after the game. It will come out 5 to 10 minutes straight after the game. We've got 2 other games to do tonight as well, so that's why I do them really quickly. And then, just a little 1-minute quick review about what's going on and what happened in the game and the players that I liked the best. So, definitely don't forget to check that one out. We did 3 last night, and we'll do again 3 today. Full-time league says they put PNG in that group, so all 3 major teams Australia, New Zealand, and England could make it through the quarterfinals. But all 3 of those should have been making it regardless of who they played. That's silly. They should have been making it regardless. Do I think Matty Russell could have another crack at the NRL? I think that no one in that Scottish team besides Ewan Aitken, and Ewan Aitken was injured for that 3rd game, but no one in that Scottish team should ever look at coming to the NRL. Sport Action says, how good has Dom Young been in Mahoney, him on the Storm? I don't know what that means. But Dom Young's been great. But you Storm fans are something else, eh? Like, you guys are begging for Dom Young. It's like, Storm fans are something else. They're crying because they didn't do too well this year, as if it's like, oh, poor us, please. Like, let us have Dom Young, man. We didn't... it was a disappointing year for us this year in Melbourne. Please, just give us Dom Young. Like, we need help, man. We need help in Melbourne. It's just like, feel free to eat a dick. Like, as a Titans fan, I think we finished the top 4 once, right? And that was like 13 goddamn years ago. So, I really couldn't care less if Dom Young goes to Melbourne. I definitely don't think I want him to go to Melbourne. I think that it'd be great for him to go to a big team, but I do not feel sorry for you Storm fans. I will never feel sorry for you Storm fans, because 1, you're cheaters, and 2, you've been one of the most successful teams of all time. So yes, I'm never going to feel sorry for the fact that you had a down year this year and finished in 5th place. What did you come again? 5th place. You had a down year and came in 5th. My God. Titans came in 5th and get knocked out first week. I'd be singing hallelujah for what a fantastic season it's been. Full-time leagues has now got Xavier Coates, don't we need Dom Young? I don't know if you know this, mate, but you actually need 2 wingers on a team. Richard says, Italy must be feeling like PNG then about the Union World Cup. Oh, bro, Italy are going to get annihilated. That's a terrifying game. The opening game of the World Cup is France versus New Zealand, though. That'll be really cool to watch. I want to go to it. I'm going to try and get a ticket to it. I'll try and get a ticket to it. Full-time leagues, most of our Storm fans don't want Dom Young. We have Xavier Coates. That's not true. That's not true. Every Storm fan on the planet has been wanking on in my chats about getting Dom Young. Christian Stevens says, Lewis Senior from Ireland can be decent in the NRL. I doubt it. Richard said, guys, stop looking at backs. Like, don't look at Super League backs for NRL. You know, Dom Young's not a Super League back. I just want to throw this out there. Dom Young plays for England, but he came through the Australian system. He's not a Super League back. Anyone who has made their name in the Super League as a back is usually never going to work out. That's why I worry with Jack Wellesby. Sam Tompkins, the exact same. Like, Sam Tompkins was one of the worst players in the history of the NRL because he was so hyped up from England. It was awesome in England. And then came down to the Warriors and was... I don't even know how many games he got. Maybe like 2 games, something like that. Like... I just saw it's coming. Now, I think he played like maybe 2-3 games and was one of the worst players I've ever seen. Goes back to England and absolutely annihilated it in England again. You know, so it just shows the backs. Georgie Williams was okay. You know, he did what he needed to do, but also ended on a pretty bad note. But when it comes to the forwards, then yeah, look at the forwards for sure. Oh, here we go. We also have Remus Smith to play wing next season, and Marion Seve will play centre, or George Hennings. We're good for next season. Those 3 guys are 3 of the most underwhelming players in the history of underwhelming players. But I would definitely be taking Dom Young over all 3 of those combined. Just throwing that out there. Richard says, if Storm don't make a grand final, it's a failure. Absolutely. If they don't win the grand final, it's a failure. Absolutely. It's the same thing with the Roosters. Roosters had a really underwhelming season this year, and they're all like, oh, what was me? We came, we knocked out first place. I don't care. Richard says, France versus New Zealand would be a good one. Oh, bro, it's going to be a fantastic game. I think France win it, because New Zealand are really looking average right now, and they need to get rid of, I can't even remember his name right now. What's his name again? What's the rugby union coach of New Zealand's name again? Foster. That's it. Yeah, Muppet. Sam Tompkins could have been decent if he went to another team other than the Warriors. I disagree. I don't think that he suited the NRL at all. I don't think his body style, I don't think his play style, I just don't think it suited the NRL. And I see the same thing with Jack Wellesby. I think I see a lot of Tompkins-Wellesby comparisons in regards to the way that they would translate, personally. Jay says, hit a nerve, full-time league. Did I hit it? Is he upset at me, is he? Because I don't agree with him. Brendan Westing said, I thought Lebanon would be average, not about to blow out Jamaica. No, Lebanon are a good team, bro. Lebanon are a good team. Their forwards are solid. They've got a great halves pairing. And even though, to be fair, it's Rajab who's playing in the 6 today, not Adam Dewey. Adam Dewey's actually playing at fullback. So they're actually not even got a full team here today, Lebanon. They've got Jacob Karaz and also Kane Kalachi, who are out with this team right now. Karaz would play the fullback, Adam Dewey would go into the 6, but then again, Khaled Rajab's actually been pretty fine, but you would put Dewey into that 6. If you really, really wanted to, you could take Reece Robson out at the centre and then put Dewey into that centre and keep Khaled Rajab there on the 6, but I don't think they'll do that. They'll put Dewey in the 6 alongside Mitchell Moses. They'll put Karaz back into that fullback role. And yeah, look, I think that people really underestimate Lebanon, and that's why I think that people don't understand that Lebanon and Papua New Guinea are the same team, but different. If you know what I'm saying. They play different styles, but they're also effectively at the same level. I would say that they're nearly the exact same level, but they do play very different styles. It's definitely going to the World Cup next year. I know, it's going to be amazing. Richard says, playing Titans players to list. What do you mean? I don't know what you're saying. What do you mean playing Titans players to list? In regards to what? I see Christmas being timed out there for probably spamming. Jay, he's got that whip out. He's got that whip out, the old Jay. He's not having it tonight. Are you staying up all night tonight, Joe? I know it's a good time for you, though. It is. Yeah, these are all good times for you, actually. The last game will finish at 3 a.m. for you. Because this game started at 10, which is 8 p.m. your time. The next game will start at 12:30, which is 10:30 your time. And then the last game starts at 3, which is 1 a.m. your time. That's a great time zone for you. Full-time League says, Titans have no discipline and no juniors. Oh, I think he's upset. He doesn't like that I disagree with him, so he's now trying to insult the Titans. See, full-time league, are you from Melbourne? I doubt it. Jay says, yeah, mate, good stuff, man. Good stuff. That's not nice, Chris. What did Chris say? Jay, message the Discord to let me know what he said, because I can't bother clicking off to go see what the Muppet said. Took 4 games today, right? No, there's 3, so I'm just going to message 3. But yeah, and Jay, it was pretty funny. What did he say? Did he say something mean to me? Is my feelings going to be hurt? Oh no. Oh no. I love it when people hurt my feelings. It really does. It hurts my feelings on these streams, guys. Really, you get me good. You get me really good. I don't know how I'll survive. I don't know how I'll ever survive. But yeah, don't forget, guys, smack that thumbs up button, subscribe. We'll be here for all 3 games, and the next game is actually going to have probably a pretty big audience because it is Tonga, and Tonga, their fans turn up. Their fans turn up. And then tomorrow, no, sorry, not tomorrow, the day after, on Tuesday morning, that Papua New Guinea game, usually we have hundreds of people in the chat. You know, really high numbers. Like, I think we nearly reached 1,000 for that Tonga versus Papua New Guinea game. But yeah, in regards, like, full-time league is trying to stop the Titans. I'll be the first person to say, in regards to juniors, that's completely incorrect, by the way. Completely. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, that first one, it was, yeah. Dan Sargenson, mind you. Dan Sargenson is your answer. Lock it in, Eddie. Lock it in, Eddie. Lock it in. But in regards to juniors, yeah, silly. It's just, it's silly. Kiwa Park is obviously connected to the Titans. Palm Beach Crumpets connected to the Titans. Marsden's connected to the Titans. Go through the Burleigh Bears, who have got Khan Alofiana Pereira, who obviously you wouldn't know about because obviously you're not even from Melbourne, and I know that. And also you wouldn't know anything about Queensland Cup or New South Wales Cup, but thank you for trying. But yeah, Alofiana Khan Pereira, highest try scorer in the Queensland Cup this year, plays with Burleigh Bears. Burleigh Bears actually were the minor premiers this year. Did not win, but Tweedhead Seagulls also made the finals this year. Didn't win as well, but have a very good team there. So no, for someone to say that Titans have no juniors means that they don't know what they're talking about. They haven't had a fantastic amount over the years, but I remind you that we're only a club that's been around for 15 years. So what juniors do you think that the Titans should have developed in a 15-year span of creating a club? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like, what kind of stupid comment is that? Like, what youth development would you expect? The club only was created in 2007. It's now 2022. Like, this is the time when the young kids start even becoming Titans fans. That's the whole point of it, right? And the kids don't even necessarily want to be Titans fans because obviously how much we've struggled over the years. But the fact of the matter is that now we've actually got young kids who have grown up on the Gold Coast. We were always if you guys actually remember, a lot of the OGs, like real OGs of the channel back in 2016, 2017, if you go back to my old vlogs, I say this. I say we're waiting for about 2022-23, for about 15 years down the track. This is on old vlogs. You can go back and check them out for 6 years ago, where I say we're waiting for these 2 years here because this is when juniors will start coming through because you've actually got young kids born and raised in the Gold Coast that will come through the youth development system. So it's very easy to put people like that in their place because they don't actually know what they're talking about. They really desperately want to know what they're talking about and they want to feel like they can get like an ego trip over you. But I know what I'm talking about. You know, I sit here every day and watch, games. I've been at every Titans game nearly for the last 15 odd years. You know, I travel home, away. I know the club well. I know Steve Mitchell, our CEO, well. I know our team, all the boys well. I know all the organisation well. Like you can't get one over me in regards to what's happening at the Titans. And also, it's going to be difficult to get one over me in regards to the NRL because it's literally my job to know the NRL, right? So yeah, best of luck to you. Best of luck to you, full-time league. But feel free to cry somewhere else. Sport actually says, who's the most toxic country fan base for Union? South Africa. So Michael says, yeah, Tonga have car parade in Red Bank near Woolies car park when I'm just trying to do my groceries. Red Bank, there you go. Redcliffe are investing a lot on the Hammer to be their fullback. Yeah, but then again, Sport Reactions, that's a better fullback than Jermaine Asako, who was going to be their fullback until obviously the Hammer signed. Jermaine Asako is just not a good player. Had potential, but just didn't do it. So, the second half's about to start here, guys. Second half's getting started. Lebanon's about to get this ball off. Dewey kicks it off to Jamaica. Let's hit that thumbs up button. And subscribe if you're new around here. Richard says, do you support the Gold Coast Suns? So, no, unfortunately I don't. I do have them. I do like the Suns, obviously. I do have a really big appreciation for the Suns, and I want to see the Suns successful because they're obviously from the Gold Coast. I'm a proud Gold Coast man. I love the Gold Coast. I think it's the best city in the world. Definitely the best city in Australia. By a country mile in regards to Australia. But with me, I wasn't an AFL fan when I was really young because I grew up in Queensland. I grew up on the Gold Coast. No one cares about AFL in Brisbane or Gold Coast. People try to make you believe. AFL fans will try and tell you, but they don't. The people in Brisbane and Gold Coast don't care, right? So my stepdad was from Geelong, At the time, he was from Geelong. Oh, Jamaica lost the ball, so Lebanon get the ball here at 35. My stepdad was from Geelong, and to have like a connection with him and a somewhat of a relationship with him, I decided to go for his team. And then, yeah, so be it. There we go. But in the same sense, I really do want to follow the Sunnies, but it's just very difficult. I'm a very loyal person in regards to my teams. As you guys know, I'm a Detroit Lions fan. I'm a Titans fan, 2 teams. I was a City fan before we even got successful back in 2008, and we actually weren't even successful until 2010-11, when we won the FA Cup before, obviously, Aguero in 11-12. But yeah, the point of the matter is that I would love to be a Suns fan, but I just can't do it. I can't. I'll always support them on a side, though. Tariq Hopkins says, is there another game after this? Yeah, man, there's 2 games after this. We've got, next one will be Tonga versus Cook Islands, and then after that will be Samoa versus France. Six, hi Blaze, your opinion on growing rugby league globally? I love it, especially Jamaica. I think Jamaica could eventually be a good team. Long term down the track though, like 20 years is what I'm saying. Alright, so it's going to be first, secondly, as you said, Detroit Lions. Matt, you are legally required, otherwise you will be taken up to court if you do not feel sorry for me for being a Detroit Lions fan. Yes, you are legally required, mate. Oh, Lebanon here, so close, 3 meters out in the line. It's tough though, because I obviously went to Chicago and fell in love with all the Chicago teams, but I can't. I'm too loyal to the Lions, I am. Blake Sands says, is there a glitch in the back or it's my phone? Oh, dude, yeah, sorry. Sometimes it does this. Yeah, there you go. There you go. You guys got to remind me if that happens. I don't know why it does that. Definitely do feel sorry for you. Yeah, you better. Yeah, no, like I said, you better. It's not about potentially or an opinion. It is you goddamn better. All right, so Jamaica will get the ball here. Jamaica get the ball at 10. Nice work, nice defense. Mitchell Moses comes off here from Maroon, so they're obviously resting their star players now, which is good to see. Bowls and Seals, Bulls are playing against the Sharks in the URC. Well, there you go. But Steve, like, are you asking a specific question there, or are you just saying, like, do I want to see the game grow on an international level? Because of course I do. But if there's an actual specific question there, then let me know. Christmas says, need to establish league in Wales. I don't think they're a focus. So it's going to be 6 again here for Jamaica at their 20, now it'll be 30. Jason, I was enjoying the glitter effect. You got to let me know. Yeah, it's smart to sit Moses down. It absolutely is, Richard. There's no point in continuing. Who's my favourite Titans player of all time? Lukey Douglas is definitely up there. But I would definitely also say, Preston Campbell. Back in the day, David Mead was something else. Like, prime David Mead was something else. Also... Yeah, I think David Mead's a really good shout. Kevy G as well, back in like 2011, 2010, was before his ACL injury. He was a fast player, man. He was the original Addo Carr. Like, Kevin Gordon used to be the fastest player in the league before he did his ACL down in Melbourne. I was at that game too, down in Melbourne. I think it was 2012 he did his ACL. And good catch there by Lebanon. They might break away here. Josh Mansour back on the inside, 35. Oh, because taken down by Mo Gora. Mo Gora has been pretty alright in this game. Cook Island or Tonga score predictions? Oh, well, Tonga's going to win. Tonga's going to win, Blake. I think Tonga probably win by... They need to have a good game. So it's going to be 6 game for Lebanon, 45 metres out from the Jamaican line. They need to have a big game because their first 2 games, the first game, they should have lost to Papua New Guinea. Second game, were underwhelming to Wales, but still won the game. So they need to have a big game. So I'm going to go Tonga 54-6. I'll say Tonga 34-6. Jess said, I feel more sorry for you if you're a United fan. Yeah, that'd be a tough one. It's an easy try. It's really poor defense there from Jamaica, and Adam Dewey will score a try. So it will be 46-0 here with the kick to come. Full-time leagues, I have to admit, Flash Gordon and David Mead were pretty good in their prime. Oh man, dude, wing pairing of Kevy G and David Mead were fantastic back about 10, 11 years ago. And then you also, like in 2000, I think that was our pairing in 2010. 2010, we had Matty Rogers, Scotty Prince. We made the prelim, lost to the Roosters. Matty Rogers, Scotty Prince, Preston Campbell, Kevy G prime, David Mead prime. We had Luke Bailey, Anthony LaFranchi, Buff. He's still around the club, knowing well. He's still around the club, Buff, which is great to see. Buff is Anthony LaFranchi, for people who don't know. But no, fantastic team back then. Chris says 2015 Jimmy Ross was something special. Guy's a wanker. Blank Stanton says, what happened if the Cook Island win? Nothing. Nothing happens. Because Papua New Guinea can't miss out. They would have to lose to Wales by a big margin, or Cook Islands win by a big margin against Tonga, which isn't happening either way. The Mead for speed and Flash Gordon. Kemi G was faster than Mead. Mead was also very fast. Chris Sadraka says, cookies for the upset. Love to see it, bro. Love to see it. Can't see it happening, but love to see it. Just like I said before, I would love to see Jamaica get an upset here. Can't see it, but, you know. I always want to see an upset, but we've also got to be really realistic, man. And they'll miss that. So it'll be 46-0 here. 3 minutes to go here at the Symbian, by the way, for Lebanon. For the Leagues, also had Nana McDonald. That was a little bit later. That one time, you guys only made the finals until Hayne came along. We did make the finals in 2016 when Hayne was there. Got robbed by the Broncos, actually. That was the infamous Jerry Sutton game, and everyone knows that game. That wasn't just Titans fans complaining. That was a really, really bad game refereed. Titans actually leading at half time, and then, man, that was one of the first times I saw really Twitter and social media blow up over a really, really bad call. Because obviously, like 2013, when Manly got robbed against the Roosters in the grand final, social media wasn't really a thing. 2016 was definitely something to come in, and Jared Sutton really screwed the Titans that game against the Broncos in that first week of the finals. And I've never seen, that was my first time I really saw a whole community of the NRL, Titans fans, even Broncos fans to an extent, heaps of fans across the game just saying, like, that was bullshit. So, but in the same sense, the Titans were never going to win that year. But yeah, that was the year Jared Hayne came. It was the year after that was very disappointing. Because Jared Hayne actually arguably got us into the finals there. You could make an argument. Obviously, the tracking that was going up, the upward trajectory, they went bang down because of Hayne. But in the same sense, he got a win against the Tigers that needed to happen at the time because we had to beat the Tigers. They were the team we were competing to make the 8 against. And that was his hand. So, fifth tackle now. G. Odunji says, this sums up our tournament. So, G, I think you're talking about Jamaica. G, I will remind you that this has been a very positive tournament for Jamaica. I want to put this out there for all the Jamaicans out there. Please don't think that you have had a bad tournament. You have not had a bad tournament. This is your first ever World Cup. You've scored 8 points in the World Cup, which is more than anyone thought. They thought you wouldn't score a single point at all. You've got no Super League real talent. You've got no NRL talent, but yet you've still been able to have a really solid go in most games. This game, the boys are tired. They don't play week in, week out Super League and NRL levels, so they're obviously 3 games in. Their bodies are a little bit weaker. Going up against Lebanon's a good team, man. You know, New Zealand's a good team. New Zealand's the second best team in the world, and Ireland are still a decent team with a lot of Super League talent as well. So I want to say for Jamaicans, please stick with your team. Like, don't think that this is a bad tournament for you. You've actually had a positive tournament, and I've actually really enjoyed watching Jamaica play. Mo Agora here, I've been loving to watch him. So yeah, please don't think that your team has been really, really poor in this World Cup, because they haven't been. It's just about expectations, perspectives and expectations, and there's no way that anyone in Jamaica should have had an expectation this team would be any good. But I'll give it 20 years. Give it 20 years and things can change. Give it 20 years and things can change. I know there's a long time, but you just got to stick through. Chris Sadaraka says, yeah, the Cooks need a big score to go through, which is unlikely, but up the Cookies. Well, we will be streaming it, man. We will be streaming it. So anyone who's watching Tonga versus the Cook Islands, we will be streaming that game, I think 12:15 a.m. or 12:10. I'm not too sure. We start up at like 12 a.m. or something like that, AST. Which is, that's it. Oh, here we go. Pick it up. Pick. Go. Try time, Jamaica. Go. Yes. Go, Jamaica. There you go. Try time. They have not been held scoreless in any game in this World Cup. That's a World Cup try. And guess who it is? I told you. Mo Agora. I've told you. Mo Agora's been the guy that I've been watching this World Cup. Scored 2 points against the Irish in their first ever World Cup game. Scored 6 points against the second best team in the world against New Zealand. And then have now scored 4 points against a really solid Lebanese team. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. There's not been a disappointing performance at all. So Michael says they all the Jamaicans from Birmingham. Jamaica first try. Second try. First try of this game. Second try of the tournament. Do I like anything? Donnie and I, yeah, I love Donnie. Yeah, feed the Donnie will score. I know Donnie well. I've had Donnie on my podcast. Well, when we did a podcast, I had Donnie on the podcast. I'll probably have him on again next year. Yeah, no, Donnie well is a great bloke. Great bloke. Christopher Simmons says, let's go Jamaica. James Paul says, Jamaica. Gee, are you in Jamaica or are you in like Australia or England or somewhere else? James Paul says, yes, lads, get in. Up at Jamaica. Get the rum out, boys, mate. This is the thing. It's a positive score for Jamaica, man. It really is. But people have the unrealistic expectations that they think that Jamaica should be, competing or making close. Like, this is why I laughed at people at the beginning of the stream when they were like, oh, maybe a sneaky little upset. I'm like, you want it. You don't think it, you want it. Anthony Donkin played Origin. I disagree. I love Donny, but I think Donny was a very domestic level player. And they get the kick too, so it's 46-6. 50 minutes gone here, guys. 50 minutes gone here. That thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new around here. But 46-6 here, and I don't think Jamaica have been absolutely pitiful. I really don't. Lebanon have needed to win this game. And it's good to see Reece Robertson chasing down the full way, but yeah, Mo Agora goes bang. Christopher says Anthony Donkin played Origin. Yeah, I disagree. I just think that he was a very much domestic player and was very good for the Titans, but very much like a Alex Johnson in a way. I would say Alex Johnson and Anthony Don are the very same player. Obviously, Johnson with a better team, but they are try-merchants for their club. They are a very solid winger. They get the job done. They're very safe, but I wouldn't say they're both explosive in any sense of the word. I wouldn't say Johnson's explosive, and I wouldn't say Donny's explosive. They will, they're good under the high ball. They're going to run it ball hard. They're going to give it a good go. But overall, you wouldn't say that they're like the speed isn't there for either of those two guys. I actually think that Alex Johnson and Anthony Don are the exact same player, but it's just that Johnson's at a better club. I'd say that, yeah. I think your stream is a little bit behind. No, it's not behind. It's just that from me to you guys, it is. It's like 7 seconds, or maybe like 10 seconds or so delay. Oh no, I don't know. I don't know. Either way, man. The chat celebrated when I celebrated. So that's the main thing. Full-time leagues and me could have played Origin as Palmer, I reckon. Yeah. Me was Papua New Guinean though. G says Montego Bay. Christian Stevens says, remember how good Kane Elgie was before he did his ACL? Yeah, it was decent. He was definitely decent. Alright, so it's going to be 4 tackled here for the Lebanon. 5th tackle now, 35 metres out from the line. Matt Kelly says, nah, look at the area they played in. Away to any of them Titans wingers getting that Queensland team. Yeah, that's exactly right too. Yeah, that is exactly right. Because what was that? Who were the wingers back then? Probably Israel Folau around 2011-10 actually. But who were the other wingers? I can't think, because Justin Hodges was centre. Oh, my stream's kind of freezing up a little bit here. The game's kind of freezing up a little bit for me here, which is really frustrating. Yeah, Donny was New South Wales. Yeah, he grew up in Manly. Yeah, he grew up in the Northern Beaches. But in the same sense, yeah, they had Blake Ferguson at the time, who would definitely be getting in Donny. He's explosive. Actually, was Blake Ferguson back then? Josh Dugan? Or did he play centre? Can't remember. Corey Oates? No, bro. Corey Oates was not a part of the Queensland team in 2010 to 2011. I'm sparkling again, am I? Bang, gone. See? Look at me go. I think I'm just sparkling with enthusiasm. How about that? Yaoyi. Oh, man, how good would he have been? My God. My God. Boy was a winger for a while. He was. But he mainly played centre alongside Greg Inglis, didn't he? Played fullback occasionally. No, when Billy Slater was out, he played fullback. But mainly, obviously, I think he was mainly centres, though, Darius Boyd for Queensland. But definitely played on the wing at points too. Or am I thinking the opposite way around? It could be the wing and then he was centre at points too. But Greg was definitely playing the centres. But yeah, Donny would never be... Well, Donny might have had a chance for New South Wales. No, I don't think so. But with Queensland, I don't even know if Mead qualified. And I think Kevy G... But I don't think Kevy G was defensively solid enough for Origin. G says, what country are you from? I'm from the Gold Coast in Australia. Matt Collier says, the only other guy who got in was that Mogg. What, Adam Mogg? That's a random name. Chris says Boyd was winger, Greg was centre. Yeah, but who was the other centre? I can't think. Oh, Hodges, of course. Yeah, Greg Inglis and Justin Hodges centre, and then it was Boyd in the wing. You're right. Dasser says, I think he played outside Inglis. Yes. Yeah, I forgot that Justin Hodges was a part of the team back then. Boyd was a winger for a while. Yeah, he was. So 53 minutes gone here, and it's going to be a penalty to the Lebanese at the 20. 20 metre line. it's funny because you barely even watch this game. You just know, you're like, I can do a review of this game and not even really have watched it. Leon comes on here for Kazi. Mead wouldn't have played for Queensland. He played his first rugby league in New South Wales. Oh, I think their wing pairing back then wasn't fantastic, so you could probably consider him. Who was the wing pairing for New South Wales back in like 2011, 2010? Good defense there in Jamaica. Lebanon here, 5 metres out from the line. And it's a knock on here from Lebanon too. Wow, really positive there. Oh, and it's going to be a penalty for a strip, they're going to say. Oh, they can't challenge it too because they just lost their challenge. G says, well, you'd be happy with the team. Yeah, Australians, we're the best. That's because we have the best league in the world is in Australia, right? It's like, that's why, well, actually, the Premier League, maybe not so much because it's mainly internationals who play in the Premier League, but the fact of the matter is that we have the NRL here, which is the best league in the world. So, of course, we're always going to be very successful. And Australia will win this World Cup too. They will. But a lot of Australians actually want to see someone different until it happens. But, that is going to be probably a try here, Lebanon. It will be a try, Lebanon. Will be a try here, Lebanon. They will hit the fitted bomb. So 50 to 60 with the kick to come. Ferguson and Morris. I don't think that Meady gets in over either of those guys at the time. Uwate Morris. Uwate. Kili Uwate was a really, really good winger, but he unfortunately played in a terrible team. A terrible, terrible team. Then Val was in the wing originally, he went to centre. Yeah, but that was more like 2015, 16 kind of era. That wasn't 2010, 11. Didn't Uwate play for New South Wales? Yeah, Uwate was one of the best. He was one of the best wingers of all time, I would argue. He was one of them, but his career was ruined because, one, he was at the Knights, and that Knights team at the mid-2010s was the worst rugby league team. This isn't me over-exaggerating. They are the worst rugby league team that has ever played rugby league, that Newcastle Knights team in the 2010s. Worse than the Tigers of late and the Bulldogs 2020. That Knights team was the worst team ever. They won 3 spoons in a row, and they were dreadful. Even worse than the Eels, who obviously cheated to win 3 wooden spoons in a row in the 2010s. They cheated the salary cap to win 3 wooden spoons in a row. The Knights team was worse. And then they were meant to go into a rebuild, and they did go into a rebuild, but they're actually, before even finishing the rebuild, they're now going backwards, which is really disappointing for them. They're going backwards from the rebuild. It was really silly. Really silly. But Akili Uwate went to Manly as well and unfortunately tanked it there. But yeah, Akili Uwate in his prime was unbelievable. I believe Young is in Australia. Yeah, Dom Young, he's at Newcastle, G. Yeah. Dom Young plays for Newcastle, which is unfortunately a really, really bad team. But he does well there. Yeah, Dom Young does well there. Dewey does get the kick, and it will be 52 to 6 here. He plays for the Newcastle Knights. Chris Costello says, who would have been good for New South Wales who didn't play? James McManus. Bloke was one of the best wingers in the world for a while there. Yeah, that was a while back though. That was like Andrew John's days, wasn't it? I think he was still playing until the late 2000s, but I think that was did McManus play John's days? Like early 2000s? Knights made the prelims in 2013. That's cool, but they were also the worst team in the 2010s. They were also the worst team in the 2010s by a country mile. Full-time league says, wasn't the other winger for New South Wales the winger from South Sydney, that short guy? What short guy for South Sydney? Yeah, you could have been one of the best. Absolutely, Choc Quinlan. Oh, man. That is one of the most sad stories. I remember watching that game live. It was Rabbitohs versus Broncos in Perth. I think it was like 2013, 2012. No, it might have been earlier. 2012, 2013. He was looking like he could have been the best winger in history. But, yeah, that's a really hard one to watch there. All Lebanon away here. They're going to score a try easy. And I know he fell over. She fell over. Oh, he really tanked a try there. 4 tackle now for Lebanon. They'll still score 4 tackle, but my God. That should be offside penalty there to Lebanon, realistically. Yeah, absolutely. They don't know how to stay on side here, Jamaica, in this entire game. Yowie was on the way to be one of the best wingers, absolutely. I still maintain that if Semi Radradra had to stay... Oh, he's in the bid for 10, yeah, professional foul. Professional foul there. I think that I still maintain that Semi Radradra would have been the best winger of all time if he had stayed with Parramatta, but obviously he didn't. So, and I think that Yowie would have been potentially top 3, top 4, but just wasn't to be, unfortunately. Oh, Nathan Merritt. Jeez, he was a good player back then. He was a good player. He never really was an amazing player on a rep level, but for Rabbitohs he was very, very good. Hunt says, block Christopher or stop bringing up average has-been people. The Titans joke was funny, but you're making me want to listen to Blocker Roach. Jeez. He's having a crack here. What did Christopher say? What did he say that offended you? Oh, in regards to the Knights made the prelims in 2013. Maybe, fair enough. In my opinion, Bloke and Bar could have been one of the best if he stayed with Brisbane. Denton Kemp? No, Kempy was never... Like, Kempy was fine. I think he's mainly known for 2 tries. 1 second. Second tackle here. And, oh, it's too easy. That's terrible defence there from Jamaica. So it will be 56-6 if they get to come. Oh, Biffo. I love how Lebanon is celebrating the face of Jamaica as if, like, you know, it's a huge achievement. Like, settle down, dude. Who is it? Number 11? Like, settle down, bro. He's telling him to shush. Bro, settle down, mate. You're going to get flogged next week by Australia, and then Australia will tell you to shush. What's he doing talking shit to Jamaica? Like, bro, do you really feel like a big man? You're talking shit to Jamaica right now. Like, this is their first ever World Cup. That's disappointing from Lebanon. But try time there, 56-6. 56-6. Station 5 says the clock is actually Jamaica's score. They're up 58-52. G. Good luck. Don Mead Kane, Knights being good. What? I don't even know what that comment is. For the Leeds, Parramatta cheated the salary gate to win Wooden Spoon 3 times. Best thing I've heard all night. Well, it's true. It's a fact. Sparks, do you think the Storm are the most overhated team? I know people are jealous of the success, but look at the Panthers. They're cocky, not humble. Your team cheated. Matt Collier says Kemp was made look a lot better than he was playing outside locking in. Oh, that's right. That's what I was saying. So Kemp's known for 2 tries, right? Kemp is known for and this is the try that I know him for mainly, was not the football try. So he had one try where he like did a little scoot down at the corner and he kicked the ball with his left foot and then kicked it again with his right foot. Because he used to play football when he was growing up, soccer, and then scored a try in the corner. The try I remember him for was the Broncos Eels, which was 30-30, and Darren Lockyer kicked the ball into the corner, and Kemp ran onto it, grabbed it, and then scored a try on the sideline in the 80th minute. It was unbelievable. One of the best tries, you know, ending to a game I've ever seen. But realistically, that's the only 2 things he was mainly known for in his career. And Lebanon will get the kick. Nice kick. So 58-6 here to the Lebanese with 20 minutes to go here in the game, guys. So hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new around here, and do not forget, we will be streaming the Tonga vs Cook Islands game right after this, and then also the Samoa vs France game right after that. And we will also be jumping on for a 1-minute YouTube Shorts review after this game finishes, as we do for all the different games. I didn't say Knights were good, I just said they made the prelims 2013, which they did. You're a casual, Dom was one of the best. Dom was great, but for the Titans, like I wouldn't say that Donny was a rep level player at all. And I think even Anthony would say that himself, actually. Shot Quinlan says your team cheated, sweet and short. Absolutely. George McPherson says, looks like you have a tough choice of who to put last in your power rankings. It's not going to be Jamaica. Jamaica might be last. They'll probably be 3rd last. It's definitely between Greece and Scotland. Jack says, really disappointing second half in the series. I agree, Jax. But then again, there's still 20 minutes to go. That's a knock on. That's a knock on. I would agree. Yeah, it's not been as clinical as you'd think. But then again, Mitchell Moses came off at half time, bro. Or effectively at half time. Christian says you don't know the league, mate. What, to me? Justin says, do you like Sam Thaiday? I think he's a good player, absolutely. Yeah, Sam Thaiday was a good player. His career went a little bit too long, though. I think he didn't retire when he probably should have, but in the same sense, I think Sam Thaiday was, and that ruined his, I guess, legacy and reputation a little bit. Oh, it's an intercept there by Lebanon. It will be a try time, so it'll be 62-60 with the kick to come. Yeah, I think the Sam Thaiday was a good player, but I think his legacy got tarnished a little bit by the fact that he just tried to play a little bit too long. Hunt's West Tamworth. Oh, sorry, you guys are talking to each other there. It'd be Greece, Scotland. We're decent against Fiji. Oh, I still saw Scotland was 84-0. Like, one game like that doesn't necessarily change a whole in my mind. And also, Greece played pretty well in their first... Like, I know they lost like 70 points to 6 to Samoa, but at the same time, they weren't that bad in that game. And the first game, they were actually quite decent when they took on... who'd they take on? France. Yeah, they were actually quite decent. But in the same sense, you're probably right. It's a tough one. Jason says Scotland because it's Greece's first World Cup. Like I said, it's a tough one. We'll get into it on Tuesday night or Wednesday night. Probably Wednesday night. We'll do the review of each of the teams that got knocked out, the bottom 8 teams effectively, on Tuesday. I played for Germany International against Holland, scored a try. I played for Valley Diehards, look at him go, he's flying. Kids been into the sugar jar again. Mate, there is definitely a chat biff right now, but a biffo. You can't complain with a biff, you know? You just can't complain with it. Just can't complain with it. I'm just waiting for Josh Aloye, a little Instagram blogger, a little pansy to, you know, call me out. That guy's such a flog. I've been agreeing with him in regards to this situation. Well, in regards to him being entitled to his own beliefs, is what I agree with him. I don't believe that he's right. I think that they're blatantly homophobic. But in the same sense, they're entitled to their beliefs because I understand the cultural differences in the way they grow up and understand why they believe and they have those religious beliefs. So it feels weird kind of siding with Josh Aloye, who's a little pansy Instagram blocker, over, you know, the likes of Corey Parker and whatnot. But in the same sense, it is what it is. You know, he's entitled to believe what he wants, and he's entitled to believe it due to the cultural beliefs of their country, which to us is wrong, but to them is not necessarily wrong. And we don't really have the ability to judge another country in regards to their religious beliefs. Matt Clay says, I come in Sydney, said I know it. Chris is the Jonathan Thurston of Germany. Full-time leagues, Taniela Tuiaki could have been a great winger, if not for that horrific injury. That was a long time ago, wasn't it? That was like 15 years ago, wasn't it? Wasn't he Rabbitohs, like back in the day? I think that was a little bit before me, wasn't it? I know the name Taniela Tuiaki. Jesus, please want the smile to Lebanon's face next week. Oh, Lebanon won't even get close to Australia. They won't get close. Chris is on debut. Chris is on debut, mate. I was with the Tigers. Jordan further says, I would put Jamaica because they've struggled more. No way. No. Jamaica not last, bro. Jamaica not last. No. Silly. I put Jamaica because they have struggled more considering they were in a slightly easier group. Excuse me? A slightly easier group? They took on New Zealand, the second best nation in the world, Lebanon, who are a very good team, and Ireland, who are one of the better teams in Europe. This is arguably the group of death, realistically, for Jamaica. Oh, good take there from Jamaica, to be honest with you. Sorry? A relatively easier group. I would much rather be, if I was Jamaica, I would much rather be in a group with England, Samoa, and France over Lebanon, Ireland, and New Zealand. I do not want to take on New Zealand. I would much rather be in this group. I would much rather be in, maybe not the Australia group. Australia-Fiji group was tough, but then again, it was still, it's only Australia-Fiji you got to worry about there, because Italy and whatnot wouldn't have put a score through them. Italy and Scotland would not have put a score through them. Pool D is a competitive group, but in the same sense, it's not a group of death by any means. This is the hardest group of the lot. And also, it's their first World Cup in the history. Like, come on, bro. Riley Capper says 9-4-4, bro. You're exactly right. But then again, Greece played well in the first game. It's not as easy as you guys think. Jason says, a lot of Fiji wingers go to Union. I hope we can keep Sivo. Yeah, it's because obviously Union's the biggest in the country, but it's Sevens is actually mainly. Chuck Clinton says, Jamaica's been good this World Cup. I would say that Jamaica have over-exceeded their expectations this World Cup. I find it crazy that someone would think that they're ranked number 16. Crazy. It's definitely between Greece and Scotland. Definitely. So third tackle now. Like, don't get me wrong, Jamaica's not getting out of the bottom 4, but they're definitely not last 2. They're definitely not below Greece or Scotland. Jamaica here, right hand side. Mo Agora. Jeez, me. I've been liking him attacking wise in the World Cup, just not defensively, Mo Agora. No one said that Luke Page was the next best big thing. Luke Page was a great player for Queensland Cup, but no one said that. So right hand side here. And Jamaica will get inside the 8. I know Lukey. I do know Lukey. Remember when Ashler was the next Darren Lockyer? Yeah, Broncos fans did that. It wasn't Titans fans. And they kick it through. Oh, this is going to be another try. Jamaica are going to score. Let's go. They're going to score 10 points. They're going to score 12 points. Let's go. Jamaica's got another try. Get on them. Oh, they're going to check it. They're going to check it. They're going to check it. There's some incredibly ridiculous comparisons and comments going on in this chat right now. Like, firstly, I don't know anyone who ever said Luke Page was the next best big thing. Like, he was good, but it was never going to be NRL level. And then someone saying John Allen was the next Greg Inglis. I don't think I've ever seen that comparison in my life. I don't know what's happening right now in this chat. Like, no, that's not true. Maybe you heard one person, your second cousin, say that one time, but like, I definitely would not say that I've heard anybody say that. He's definitely onside here. Oh, unless they're talking about someone on the right. The right are offside. The right are offside, but it gets played out there by Lebanon. Oh, this could be actually offside. So does the Lebanese player play this, which will bring him back onside? Or does it get kicked again, which would then bring him back onside? Actually should be onside here. This actually should be onside. He's not playing it right now. The guy on the inside is not playing it right now. I think it's Ashton Golding. Maybe he comes through with this one. I don't know. But he comes through. He kicks that ball up there. Yeah, passive. I agree. This is going to be a try. I agree. The play on the inside is passive here, which means that when Lebanon played it and also Jamaica played it, that means he's brought back onside there because the player's moved on, and then they're going to score a try. Unless he doesn't get the ball down here, but it should be a try here. No, he needs to get up the Bills. That's the problem. I'm pretty certain this should... Yeah, it's a new phase of play. This should be fine. As long as he gets the ball down here, this should be fine. Please tell me he gets his ball down. Please tell me he gets his ball down. Try time. Yep. Let's go, Jamaica. Let's go. Try time for Jamaica. It's going to be 62-12 with 14 minutes to go. And don't forget, Jamaica have a man in the bin. Jamaica have had a man in the bin for the last 9 minutes, and they're going to score a try. Down to 12 men, and they score a try. Last try wins, eh? Last try wins, exactly right, Hunt. Last try wins, so Jamaica currently win the game. Jack says, wouldn't be surprised they call this no try. Bunker's been terrible. Oh man, the refereeing at this World Cup has been horrific. But at least it's not Liam Moore as a referee today. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. So there you go, 62-12. What a score here for Jamaica. This is a really positive score for Jamaica. Really positive score. If you can not give up 70, that'd be beautiful. Most points they ever scored. Bro, the most points they ever scored was 6 last week. They've doubled that. Jamaica scored 10 tries in the next 10 minutes. And they still... No, they would be winning. Actually, they've got 10 points. Why do they need to score 10 tries? They scored 9 convert tries. 54. 64. Yeah, they don't even need convertible. Just 9. Alright, so Jamaica... Oh, jeez. Nearly knocked that ball on first go. Jamaica really started to look a little bit better in this last 15 or so minutes. Just Liam, ref, Super League or Championship? Super League. Oh, it's a one-on-one strip there. No, it's a penalty. No, it's a knock-on against... wow, it's a knock-on against Lebanon. Cool. Jamaica are not the Cowboys. What? Sorry? What even is that relevant to? What are we talking about there? So 12 minutes to go here. You guys see what I mean now, these comparisons? Unless he's saying, I don't know, Samline says, I don't want to say it, but the comeback is looking good. Mate, it's looking good. It's looking very good, Samline. The comeback, I think it's nearly obvious. The ball's stolen, and then he must lose the ball. But where's the knock-on here, though? Where's the knock-on? Unless he knocks it on as he's stripping the ball here. Is the ball... Is there actually 2 in the tackle there? No, he comes out of the tackle and it strips the ball out. I don't know. No, so at least they scored 12, go home, heads held high. Absolutely, this has been a great game for them in regards to the score. Inconclusive evidence to overturn it, I agree. So it will be Jamaica ball. But I just don't understand where he knocks his ball on, but there's no evidence to prove either way. I think he probably doesn't even knock that ball on. Chris says Jamaica could beat Greece. I agree. Jack says, I'm pretty sure he was talking about how Cowboys scored those tries against Manly. Oh, I'd say that would be a Broncos. If you're going to say Jamaica will score 10 tries in the next 10 minutes, I wouldn't be saying I'd be referring to the Cowboys. I'd be referring to a team like the Broncos who up until maybe 2017 were a team that you would never count out. Never, ever, ever. It definitely wouldn't be something Cowboys. I understand that one game against for the Cowboys this year, but realistically, they're not the Kings of the comeback. The Kings of the comeback will be the Broncos, or you'd never count out the Storm as well. No clue what you're saying there. I know you're probably just going for a guess there. The Storm, or the weird thing with the Titans, man, is that they are really good for a comeback, but they still lose. Like, they'll come back and lose by 6. They'll be down 24-0 and then come back to lose by 6. Cowboys did an amazing comeback against Man without this to go. Yeah, that's fine, but in the same sense, I wouldn't say necessarily that I would refer. Oh, Jamaica can kick it over to the corner here. Will it bounce? It will not bounce gratefully for them. Like, if you're going to refer to a king of the comeback, you definitely look at the Broncos and the Cowboys. Jamaica wouldn't score if Chris was there. Well, geez, that's a big call. Yeah, Broncos went over their comebacks. Yeah, exactly. I don't think there's many other teams are like that. Titans are known for the short comeback where they don't win, but they come back. Raiders known. Storm probably would be as well. They're probably the new Broncos, I would say. Probably the new Broncos. Panthers and Eels haven't been ever known for it. Tigers definitely not. Bulldogs no. Don't forget Panthers 2018 Cup. No. Panthers don't have a reputation for that. Not compared to what we're talking about with the Broncos. I would love Jamaica to not concede 70 here. It'd be really nice. Dragons are known for choking, Chris, but that's absolutely right. Absolutely right. Richard says, who's your favourite Titans player of all time? We went over this before, bro. And Justin says, didn't Panthers always come back before they were good? No, not that I recall. Not that I recall. But yeah, Dragons are definitely known for choking. Dragons known for choking. Storm known for cheating. Eels known for wooden spoons. Titans known for being from the best city on the planet. And having a really sexy drummer. Malcolm says Jamaica could beat Tahiti and Rarotonga. I reckon we could, Malcolm. I reckon we could. You and me, just us two. I reckon we could beat Tahiti and Rarotonga. So 10 minutes to go here in the game, guys. 10 minutes to go. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe. Bang. Riley Catford says Dragons reverse comeback kings. Yeah, they are the reverse comeback kings. They are the reverse comeback. 10 minutes to go here. Next Friday. Oh, so Saturday for us. Saturday at like 5:30 AM is Australia versus Lebanon. Alright. Not too shabby. It's a good time. The only disappointing time for the rest of this World Cup is actually the final, 2 AM Australian time. Should we try here for Lebanon? It will be try for Lebanon. Nice try too. Chris Mercedes says, remember Eels failed comeback against the Tigers? They scored 10 tries in like 5 minutes but still lost due to a Benji Marshall field goal. No, I don't remember that, but I remember the Eels losing to the Knights in a grand final, doing the exact same thing. So Josh Mansour will have a hat-trick here for Lebanon. Josh Mansour hits his hat-trick. Eels came back for a few games in 2002 when Jared made that run to the grand final from 8th. That's 2009, not 2002. 2002, geez, that's a long time ago. That wasn't Jared Hayne. Jared Hayne was 2009. And it was actually, they made the run to the grand final from last. They were last up until halfway through that season, and then they really powered home, came 8th, and then obviously were able to get into that grand final, where you would argue they got robbed, obviously, because the Storm cheated the cap, but then again, the Storm also robbed 14 other teams, you know, so. Josh Mansour is technically contracted to the Rabbitohs, but I don't necessarily believe he's going to have a contract with anyone, really. I think his time is definitely done. He's had a good career, but I don't think that they'll be renewing his contract. I don't think there's many other clubs out there that will be necessarily looking for an older winger like that. The Broncos don't need him. Titans don't need him. Cowboys don't need him. I wouldn't say the Warriors. He might maybe go to the Tigers, I guess, but that's just like whatever. Rabbitohs don't need him. Storm don't need him. Raiders. I don't think anyone would look at him. No. Oh, I do remember the game, Jax, actually, but that was the big one that I know is actually the Eels versus Knights. Knights won 2002. No, they did not win 30-0 in 2002. It was like it was 30-0 at one stage, but then I think the Eels lost 30-24 or 30-26 or something like that. They came back like a train. Like, they came back like a freight train. but they unfortunately were just that little bit too short. Just in the year earlier, the Eels have not scored a point in the first half of the grand final. That's crazy. Well, they've only been in two. Oh no, sorry, three. Yeah, 2002, 2009, and 2022. Christian says Dragons would probably sign sort of for over overs on a 3-year deal. Oh mate, that's the Dragons all day. Mate, lock it up. Mate, lock it up. That's a Dragon special. That's a Dragon special there, absolutely. Is this going to be Lebanon's biggest ever win? Probably. I don't know what their previous scores have been like, but it's a decent score. But it's also 12 points in Jamaica, so maybe not. It was nice for Silverstone too. Nice one. No, bro, we're saying that. We know. Nice one. But Knights were up 30-0 at like half time and only won the game by about 4 or 6 points. I know they won. Let's just Google it. Bro, are you actually listening to what I'm saying? Or like I'm very well aware who won the grand final, mate. I don't understand why you're arguing. So Noah Gorgas taking out the 20. Warriors can almost beat Jamaica, not by much though. I doubt it. I think Jamaica will probably have the Warriors number. I think Jamaica will be able to beat the Warriors. Andy Johns in 2001 was the best first half performance for any player ever. He was only 2002. He's stuck in 2002. But I don't think he's actually listening to me, Jay. Like, I don't even know why he would think that he's like telling me to Google it. Like, I'm literally saying I know the Knights won the grand final, but they were up 30-0 and then only just won by about 6 points after Eels came back like a rocket in that second half, but they couldn't win. Lebanon beat Morocco by 104. That would have been in a World Cup though. It probably would have been in a warm-up match or something else maybe. Michael Sheik could coach two dogs to speak. Incredible coach. Maybe not so much for Australia, but yeah, he's been decent. Oh, that's a bad kick for Jamaica. I said Storm for some reason. I don't think I did. So Michael says Hazim Al-Masri is probably the reason Lebanon doing well in rugby league. Hazim Al-Masri, what's he got? Is he a trainer? Is he? Oh, yeah, Hunt. That was 2009, not 2002. They got cheated by the Storm in 2009 when the Storm won the premiership, but it was obviously cheating. So 5 minutes to go here. Second day for Lebanon at 40. I'd like Jamaica not to concede 70. That'd be really good. It's just an international. Yeah, there you go. So Coleman comes off here for McCain. Hopefully this next game is quite fun to watch for Tonga. It's the first early-ish game for Tonga. Every other game for Tonga so far has been at like 4:30 in the morning. And there'll be a knock on there. Did Jamaica get the ball? Oh, Mulgoro. Can you break away? If they can score 18 points, that'd be really positive for them. Really positive. Just his influence in the sport. Yeah, massive. Robbie Farah too though, bro. Don't forget Robbie Farah. He was a huge part of the Lebanese team. Massive part. We went over the salary cap but came back stronger. Yeah, you built your success off of cheating. Foundation. Yes. By the way, I would probably, as a Storm fan, not bring that up and try to make a positive out of it because there is no positive that you can make out of it. Like, your team will always be tarnished for cheating the salary cap, yeah? So, with Storm fans, what I would advise you to do is when someone talks about that, you kind of move on to another topic because there's no way you can make that 2000 you came back stronger, okay, and then I'll just say, well, you base it off a foundation of cheating, you know. So that's the thing. Jackson, if Moses played in the second half, Lebanon might be in the hundreds. Hundreds. I think that, yeah, Lebanon probably do maybe hit. Well, they definitely hit 90, I'd say. All right inside here for Jamaica. Right inside for Jamaica. Good little run. No, it's going to be a penalty to. It's going to be a penalty to Jamaica. 10-2. Malcolm says next up for Collins will teach Tonga how to play rugby league. Good luck. Adam Merrick is the list with South Africa and France with holding lead down. Alright, so Jamaica now 10 knees out here from the line. Oh, we wanted to go have a go for himself here. And he is going to go here, Lawrence. Oh my god, referee, let the game play, you muppet. Let the game play. I know you got a shit arm tattoo, but just let the game play, mate. Dear me. 3 minutes to go here. 3 minutes to go. Come on, Jamaica. 3 minutes out here from the line. Go for the try here. Jamaica looking really dominant. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say dominant, but I would say that yeah, it's been positive for Jamaica for sure. Oh, so close. Second tackle now. Literally less than a metre out here. 18 points in Jamaica would be just exceptional. Jamaica at the back, gives it underneath here for Bishop, I think it is. No, Benjo's Bishop actually got the ball away. Back home, see you guys, I'm off to bed. Alright, mate, you have a good one. Another coffee, mate. I'll just probably heat this up. I've still got half left, I didn't even finish it. Why, am I starting to ramble a little bit, am I? So 4 tackle now for 5 minutes out of the line. Lebanon won't let them. I hope they get through. Oh, lost the ball. Lost the ball. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Christian, where to go? Morocco is a different story. South Africa and France, for some reason, International League held Morocco by banning them from internationals when the sport was getting big over there. I don't know. I stream every single game, full-time league. Every single game. I'll be here for both games. Ashton goal. He tried to go low there, tried to score to the post, but unfortunately loses the ball in the tackle. I just really hope that Lebanon don't score 70. This is a nice score here for Jamaica, in my opinion. A nice score. Nice little tied. They are. They are. I just realised I'm actually meant to drink half of this still. I haven't finished all my water yet. That's part of the challenge. To drink a gallon of water a day. Alright, so second tackle now. Look at this ball to the 30. There's only a minute and a half to go here, guys. Obviously, thumbs up, subscribe. Drink 1 gallon of water. Done. So I was at the Bulldogs. Titans came 2014 or 15. The Titans came from 18-0 to win 18-19. Yeah, I know. And that was when the Dogs were actually quite good. The Dogs were quite good at that time. We weren't. And we weren't. Oh, good hit. Really good hit there. So Adam Dewey's going to be the player of the match here. I think that's right. I think Mitchell Moses was close until he got taken off as well. Ball comes out the back. Only a minute to go now. Jamaica should be proud. Hopefully they qualify for the next World Cup. I think they will. It's only 3 years away, and I don't think that this team probably changed a great deal. I really wish Dom Young had a selected to play for here, but in the same sense, it would have been kind of pointless too. Oh, ball stays in here. Is that Dewey as well? Oh my god, this is actually going to be a good try here. Wow, that's actually a really good try from Dewey. I think Dewey kicked that ball back in, and it's going to be the number 5 for Lebanon, who will hit the 70. So it'll be 72 here. Oh, I'm going to check this. I think he's in though. I think he's in. I'll check to see if his feet are in. But this is really good, like football kind of skill here. Really good football skill here to kick this ball back on the inside. He's just got to check to see if he goes out, but I think he does stay in. I think he does. I think he does. Alright, Grant, now can I just hurry up? There's 20 seconds to go here. Just tell us if it's a try or not a try. Alright, so at the... Ooh, is he onside? Oh no, he's the one who kicked it, so he'll be onside. I forgot that he was the one who actually kicked that ball. Yeah, Adam Dewey's definitely the man of the match here for sure. I think he's in. I think he should be in here. Oh no, I think his foot goes over the sideline. If you give us a closer angle, I reckon you see his left foot will touch the sideline there. If you look at his left foot here, I reckon his left foot touches the side. I think his left foot touches the sideline, man. Oh, bullshit. I reckon you give us a different angle and you'll see that that's a foot of the line. I think that's ridiculous. I think his left foot goes out there. But I don't think you could see... I don't think you could see a good angle, so I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. But the same says I think his foot does go on the line there. Alright, so Abasmiski will score a try. Abasmiski will score a try. And it will be 72-12 here with the kick to come. 72-12 with a kick to come. Miski, exactly right. Alright, so let's just see this kick, and then obviously we'll be jumping off, guys. I'll do my post-game YouTube short review. And then we'll jump on for Tonga versus the Cook Islands in about, I think it's 25 minutes time. I think 12:15 AM my time is when we're meant to be starting up for that. I think so, I think so. He should be able to get this kick. It's not a hard kick, that's for sure. Not a hard kick at all. Go heat my coffee up as well. Oh, did he get the kick? I can't even see. I think they've called the game, so he must have missed the kick. He must have missed the kick. Oh no, he has got the kick. So it will be 74-12 as the final score there, guys. As the final score. Yeah, Jackson, so you tell me that's the try that PNG scored against Tonga, is it? The bunker hasn't been a shot in this World Cup. Absolutely. Yeah, there you go, guys. Lebanon will get a win. Fine win at that. You know, congratulations to them. Obviously, they took on Jamaica, so it's nothing crazy, but they'll definitely take it, that's for sure. Obviously, guys, we're going to be streaming the next game in about 25 minutes' time, or 20 minutes' time, for the Tonga versus Cook Islands game, followed by Samoa versus France, which is a big game later on. Obviously, smack that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new around here, and I will see you guys in a few minutes' time for the Tonga versus Cook Islands game. Alright, guys, thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya.